Are we going? Are we live? Is this thing on? Look, I know I'm late, but I've got a good reason. I've got a good excuse this time. How impressive is that thumbnail? I've literally just made that thumbnail. Look at that. Finished that 10 seconds ago and then I went live straight away. Music's too loud. So I messaged Jake from Diamond Exterior Cleaning on Instagram literally like 15 minutes ago. And I said, like, do you fancy chatting about the Expo? And he said, yes. I was like, what are the odds of that? Welcome everyone. Lindsay, Tracy, Chris, Sean, welcome. Marshall Air Thoughts. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into all of that. Hooper, welcome. Nathan, Andrew, Dino. You're right, mate. Aaron, Paul, Dauntless, Bees Knees, welcome. Keystone, welcome. UVIP in the chat. Darren, how's it going? Darren, do you like how I dropped your little spring concern to Ben? I think he explained it pretty well. I think he handled the. I mean, was your mind put at ease? I'm assuming you've watched the video because you told me you were watching it. Stardust, welcome. Tracy. The roof scraper blower. Yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about. Watching your vid from the Expo now. Nice. That video's done pretty well, to be fair. I was quite impressed that so many people decided to watch it, so that's cool. Negan, welcome. Oh, we've literally like not long got back from, where did we go? Alton Towers or Drayton Manor? I get them confused. Alton Towers we went to. And then I nipped into Tesco's to try and get some chicken. And just made a Caesar salad, thrown it down, and now I'm here with my non-alcoholic beverages. I've got a fridge full of non-alcoholic beverages and we're ready to go. The Nye guy comes across extremely well. He's fantastic. Good looking guy as well. Soph said the same. And someone commented on the YouTube as well saying he's a good, nice looking guy and he talks well and he knows his stuff. Yeah. Not jealous at all. We're going to need to try that for sure. What are we talking about, the Marshall? You was the first one to get it out and represented it well. That was the goal, was try and just get it out as quick as possible. And I had so much footage and it was like, I couldn't believe, I've never done a video that long before. It was like an hour and 40-minute long video. I've also spoke to Mark Monroe, who runs the Expo, and he liked the video. And he said I can get in a little bit earlier next year and like do some proper filming. So it might be that I can get, before any of the customers come in, I can like get a drone up in the air and take some proper, you know, get some good angles. What we think about the surface cleaner with the turbos. We're gonna get into all that. Help needed, purchase the X-Jet. Right, let's before you start hammering me with questions. Smelty meat sandwich only, oh god. Before you start hammering me with questions, let's see if Jake's about. Save that. I'm quite impressed with that little thumbnail. Just ripped it off his YouTube channel, ripped that banner off his YouTube channel. And let's have a look. Right, that's all good. Hopefully he's ready. View full profile. How do I call him? View main profile? Add friend? Think he'll be my friend? I don't think, because he's not typed before. Hey, send him a message. And then there we go. Got it. Repping the Uncleanables merch. That's pretty sick, isn't it? That's a good t-shirt, that is. My pronouns are 21 litres per minute. I like that. Very creative. Did anyone like my t-shirt? The t-shirt I made? I don't think I've got it here. Awesome. Oh my god, here he is.
Here he is, he's snuck in. Cool, how do I get this right?
I can see you. Can you see me or not?
I can see you. I'm a little square on mine.
Oh, you look good on mine. You're a handsome chap as well. Got a lot of handsome chaps in the pressure washing community. Just talking about Nightclean. Did you meet Shay?
Yeah, I did actually. I had a good chat with him. He's a really nice guy actually. He seems like he knows his stuff.
He does. He seems very genuine as well.
I'll just get your chat up. Yeah, it just seems like he wanted to help, to be honest.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you for doing this at such short notice. That's absolutely crazy that you were free, by the way, and wanted to do it.
Mate, it's a weekday. I'm free every evening.
We've only met very briefly. Were you at the last show last year?
Yeah, I was at the last show, but I really wasn't doing much. I just kind of said hi to Ryan and Dan because I speak to them quite a lot outside of work. I didn't really buy much. I just kind of went for just kind of see what's going on because I've not been going too long, only a few years. I didn't really want to buy anything, so it's kind of just there to show my face, I guess.
Yeah, we met very briefly out the front, and like it's all a bit overwhelming. So I was just trying to like get in there and start filming and have a look around. And because last year we arrived quite late to the cleaning expo, I thought, oh, we can leave it till like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and pretty much everything is sold out. And it had gone quiet, and then all the suppliers started packing up. I was like, because I was speaking to people and stuff, and so that took about an hour to catch up with everyone. And then by the time we started looking around, everyone had started packing up. I was like, oh, I've missed the whole thing. But luckily, this year was 2 days. Did you go both days, or did you just do the one?
No, I didn't realise it was 2 days actually. I spoke to Brian Kirby on Thursday night. I sent him a voice note because I actually thought it was just Saturday and I was going to go on the Saturday. And then I realised that I had a look on Facebook and I had Friday free. I just happened to look on Facebook and I saw that it was on Friday. I was like, well, I'll just go tomorrow then. And then I got the weekend free. Just went the Friday, mate.
Yeah. So you've not been going long then, like a couple of years, you say?
Yeah, I think the business has probably been in existence probably just over 3 years since like doing one house with a squeegee. But I'd say probably making a living last 2 years.
So that's pretty crazy that you've also managed to push this YouTube channel as well in that short amount of time. How long has the YouTube been going? Is that from the start as well?
Yeah. So the YouTube started, let me have a look. I've got it open. Well, I can get it open. I started a little while back. I just uploaded videos to put on Facebook because when I started the business, I had nothing to put on Facebook at all, nothing to show for my work. So I just started taking videos for that really. And that was May 2022, before that. It was 2022, early 2022, I started taking videos and they really were just like, show people what I'm doing. I did a video of me cleaning windows in a storm and then I kind of gave up because I think we got to winter time. When did I kind of stop? I'll tell a lie. It was like June. I think I went on holiday and I gave up.
Mate,
I just ran out of things to film.
The views that you're getting on these videos are insane. Like,
yeah, really lucky.
Well, no, it's not going to be luck though, is it? Because it's consistent.
Yeah, I don't know. It is, but I feel very lucky because the first video back. So to put in perspective, like when I started putting videos up in June 2022, so I'd put up about 20 videos, I'd say. and they were all getting about they're on about 8 to 9K now, but they're all getting 4K views. And then I came back 2 years later, and the first video back did like 100K in the first 3 days, and I was like, "What's happening?" But yeah, since then, had a few really good ones, and kind of rolled with it. But I listened to Sid Partridge, actually was on the Uncleanables podcast, and he was sort of explaining about how he found it really difficult to like maintain the level of cleans, like, because people who watch my channel and I think people who watch your channel are quite different. There might be a bit of crossover, but I think they're quite a different audience.
Definitely. Yeah, I
So it's
think
like
my videos are more targeted at like people starting up. I don't often do like the satisfying cleans, which I think I'm probably missing a little bit of a trick on those ones, because those seem to be the ones that get the most views, like ASMR and satisfying videos.
Yeah, they definitely do, and I'm kind of at this crossroads now where I'm like, I'm really struggling to find like videos that are ridiculous or filthy, because obviously this is, it's my day job, and most of my business is window cleaning, so it's not like I'm seeing 400 new pressure washing jobs every couple of months. I'm just kind of going with what I see, or putting on Facebook if anyone needs help, or there's elderly people who need help. It's like the free videos aren't like I just love doing stuff for free, which I do. That's a byproduct of it. Big part of it is that the super interesting neglected stuff, it's just not out there unless you go finding it. So yeah, that's where that's kind of come from. But yeah, really happy with it, mate.
Yeah, congrats on that. It's like a proper achievement, that is. It's like to be consistent.
Oh, congrats on your 50K as well, mate.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, that was cool. Someone had to tell me about that. I wasn't keeping a very close eye on it, and then someone reached out and said congrats on the 50K. I was like, oh, that crept up.
Yeah, well deserved though, mate. Your videos are always good quality. Like, I feel like even as someone who's been going like a couple of years, I always learn a few things. So
thanks, man.
Good job, mate.
Thanks.
All right.
So I thought it'd be nice to get you on to just chat about the Expo, because I'm guessing you experienced it slightly different to me, and it'd be good to get your take on it. And if there's anything you spotted there that you think would be interesting to talk about, I know there's a few things I wanted to go over. Did you get a chance to jump on the Marshall Air stand outside?
No, I didn't get to give it a go, and I'm like really apprehensive of making too much of a judgment on things, but I also like to like slag things off.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm really glad that you got to go on it, actually, because I was watching people go on it and they were there all day, and I don't want to come across as too negative, but like, I didn't really see much of like, again, from a distance, too much of like a selling point, but then I don't want to harp on too much because I've not done it. So what did you think of it? Because I saw you gave it a go and you actually had good things to say, right?
Yeah. Let me just pull up some footage in the background. Hopefully,
just turn it on, yeah.
I'm just going to stick some footage up in the background so people know what we're talking about. So
there's room for Darren in this room, in our room.
Say that again.
Darren said you need a room. You two need a room. I said it's more than that space room.
Slag it off. So I thought. So hands-on with it initially, it was great, and I liked the amount of air that was coming out of it. I thought that was it's very helpful having the air to blast it down, and also, so yeah, for those who don't know what this is, it's a roof scraping pole with an air compressor attached to it, and it's got a very sort of narrow brush on the end, so you can use it. It's designed to be used on all profile of tiles, whether they're flat or ridged or wavy or whatever. And I like the air because it clears the dust, and we found quite often when we're scraping roofs, especially when we're actually brushing them as well, because we use a wire brush on most of our roof scrapes. It does leave behind like a layer of dust across the whole roof, and it is very annoying. And this is perfect for blowing the moss down like I'm doing in the video, and then getting rid of that layer of dust as well. This my main issue with what I've seen so far from the Marshall Air is it's in like perfect ideal scenarios, and so this would be one of them. I mean, what are the odds of them having this roof outside the show, by the way, to demonstrate this product? And I feel like this is perfect, and they're not going to have this next year either because it's been scraped, so they're not going to be able to show it off.
You'll have to rotate the roof, wouldn't they?
Swap the tiles over. But this is best case scenario. It's a flat roof. It's fairly low to the ground. Are they slate tiles? I think they're slate tiles. It's nice big chunks of moss. And because the roof isn't that huge, they're using quite small poles. So I noticed this wouldn't be the sort of pole that I would use to scrape the roof, to scrape most roofs, because it's got a couple of sections taken out of it by the looks of it, or it's just a very short pole. And so it's super light, very flexible. I think they could have probably gone for a stiffer pole. And just being the fact that it's flat tiles, this was like the easiest roof scrape I've ever done, and I don't think it was all because it had the air compressor on it. And it's super dry as well. But they do say like using the Marshall Air in the wet is better than just scraping a roof in the wet. Have you ever scraped the roof? Do you do that sort of work?
Yeah, so when you said about using the wire brushes as well, quite interestingly, like not many people use that, but when I scrape, I do it with another company who does like gutter repairs and roof repairs, and we sort of like collaborate. And we use a combination. So we use the traditional scraping. If we're scraping, we do like cleaning as well, but I don't really enjoy it that much. But when we scrape, we will use like a pole with a Marshall scraper on the top. Like a regular one, not an air compressed one. And then the other lad will go over with a wire brush really quickly on the lips. So we do get that same dust that you're talking about. And we tend to use a roof ladder a lot of the times when we're scraping.
Yeah.
And yeah, then you get the blower up there and blow off all that dust, and it's a nuisance because, well, obviously health and safety, we never leave the roof ladder, do we?
No.
Never. We would
That'd
never.
be illegal.
But,
if someone saw you doing that, you'd be all over Facebook. You would.
Thank goodness I've never filmed it. Imagine, I'd have an exodus of subscribers, I reckon.
So also, because that brush is so narrow, I mean, I can't really talk because I scrape roofs with like a 1-inch scraper by hand, so it's tiny.
Yeah. Paint scraper, right?
Yeah, yeah. But because that brush is so narrow compared to like a traditional scraper blade that's quite wide. Hello. Sorry, give me 2 seconds. Good night.
Right.
Want to say hi to Jake? His name's Jake as well. Can you believe that?
Oh, why can't I see you? You're like, oh, here we go. Jake, I've had you zoomed in like 300% the whole time I've been looking at your forehead.
You just got this.
Yeah. I'm like, why is this camera so weird?
Right, good night then, girlie. Yes. Did you enjoy Alton Towers today? You're going to be knackered. She's going to sleep well tonight, isn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Sunny as well. Lovely day today it was.
Gorgeous today.
Yeah, so having that the wider blade on a pole makes sense. Shorter brush on a pole, I'm not sure it makes as much sense personally.
Why do you think they've done that? Did they give any inclination as to why? Because I think the guy it's Pete Marshall, isn't it? I think he's quite intelligent.
Yeah, and he sells roof scraping gear, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there must be some sort of idea behind it.
I think it'd be worth getting him on at some point, actually. I think it was probably because it means you don't have to keep swapping the head to do different profile tiles. I think it's just like maybe either cost saving or it's just more convenient to have that one scraper head.
Yeah, I guess if you've got like Mendips or something, you can kind of just angle it in rather than, yeah.
Also, there's only one nozzle on the air compressor, and so if you had a wider profile blade or brush, you'd need maybe 2 nozzles or 3.
Mm. How does the air come out? Is it like a pencil jet or is it like come out quite wide?
That's a good question. It comes out quite wide, I think, from what I
That's
could.
good.
Yeah, I didn't actually look at the. I should have took a picture or looked at the end of it or something, because that's the bit that's the main bit, isn't
Didn't
it?
you video on your Instagram or something? I swear I've seen you use it somewhere. I haven't just.
No, Squeaky Clean Dave's used it. I haven't used it before. That's the first time getting hands on with it.
Of course he has. He loves something unusual, Squeaky Clean Day, doesn't he? Always nice to see what's new out. I see
Yeah.
when he puts something out.
He spends some money on gear. I swear. He's always got the
Yeah.
latest gadgets. You should see his
He seems like
ambulance.
a
Yeah. So you don't think it's you don't do you not think you'd benefit from using that Marshall Air then?
I think maybe I'm not the best person to answer because the frequency of roofs that we clean, and then based from that, how many we actually scrape. I probably scrape one roof every 2 months, and I just think what we're doing is like, how much does the kit cost? Do you know?
I think it's about £5,000 plus VAT, I believe.
Yeah, I'd rather just not walk on the ridge tile and use the blower. Save me £5,000.
I'm looking on the wrong website. I wonder if there's a price on the website. Finance available. It's a good start. It's like the first.
When I say walk on the ridge tile, I mean like scoot along it. Like, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, not tiptoe along like a
No, that's mental. I'm like clinging on for dear life, every muscle tensed. I don't like it actually. We use the scaffold quite a lot.
So yeah, I mean, for someone that doesn't have any roof scraping gear, I don't know. It's a lot of equipment to be carrying around with you in the van. Like when I scrape a roof, all I need is the pole or cat ladder.
Yeah, and your ladder's in your van anyway. Right.
But with this, it's like having a whole other pressure washer.
Yeah, I'm already really struggling for space in the van. It's like my biggest problem, I guess, because I'm like you in a way. I do everything plus windows, and it's like just another tank in the van plus another, what is this, a compressor, probably size of like an air tool compressor maybe.
It's a whole engine. It's a Briggs and Stratton engine with like an air compressor unit strapped to the side of it by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think you got to be getting like a master or something to.
Yeah, if roof scraping was your whole gig, this would probably be extremely good. And don't get me wrong, it was great. Like I'm not saying it wasn't good. I'm just wondering if it's $4,500 good, and whether it's good enough for me to want to. I mean, I personally wouldn't want to be carrying that sort of gear around in the van just to scrape a roof personally, but.
It's tough, isn't it? Because it's like the result when I left, it was pretty much 75% done, that roof. Which I will give the benefit of doubt and just say it's because everyone's been swapping around. But they must have been working on it for like 4 hours. But I'm assuming it's because everyone's swapping around. But the result actually looked great. Like it did look really good.
Me and my brother, for example, or me and Jakey, we could have had that roof done super quick. Like that was one of the easiest roofs you can scrape, I reckon. Be interested to know if they biocided it, because it was slate, wasn't it? So I don't know whether they ended up putting biocide.
Mate, they'll put it back next year. There's no way they've biocided it.
That's not going to grow moss back in a year. Maybe.
Don't know. I've had some pretty dodgy ones, mate. I've had some like pretty bad in a year, even with biocide on, which is depressing.
But he said, he was trying to give me some tips, and he said instead of going up and down, it's quicker and easier if you go sort of at like a 45-degree angle, like sideways. But there's a significant amount of air that comes out of it, and it does make pushing all that chaff down. I described it in the video as like a mixture between pressure washing and roof scraping, because it's almost like rinsing down afterwards when you can spray the air down.
Yeah, Dauntless Media said he's seen them biocide, so proper
Oh, yeah.
job.
Oh, okay, perfect. I wonder what those slates are. They're man-made slate, aren't they? So I wonder what those are going to look like in
Was it
12 months.
slate? I didn't get close enough. I thought it might be slate, or it might be I thought
They're-
it might got itchy eyes. Might be
I think they're
concrete.
slate. I think they're thin
I think
slate.
it.
Because
Oh, they're gonna knock the toilet block down.
oh, they're going to knock it down. Oh, okay, so they got a free roof scrape on it, and then they're going to knock it down. No.
Classic. Did you see the drone? You did, didn't you? I saw you had that in your video.
Yeah. So what did you think of the drone?
I thought it was pretty sick.
Practical?
Absolutely not.
Squeaky
It's
clean.
giving me that dream of like putting spotless water through a fan jet though, and getting like through your window cleaning around in an hour and a half.
Would that work? Not necessarily a drone,
Absolutely
but
not.
on a pressure washer, like a wide fan jet um on a power pole, for example, on quite low pressure. If it was spotless water and you pressure wash that window, what do you think? What do you think you get a decent result from that?
I reckon if it was a huge window with maybe no frame or a massive frame, because I guess the problem is you can't use equipment like that and not get the bricks caught in the crossfire, and then
All
you
the
just get brick
dust.
dust all over the
Yeah,
window.
yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I've had little dreams of that as well, mate. I have had dreams of that.
I mean, I don't personally dream about window cleaning. I have nightmares about window cleaning. Um,
Oh, keeps me up at night. I don't know what it is.
so that drone, Squeaky Clean Dave came up to me at the end and he said, you need like almost like a pilot's license to be able to fly that drone. Like it's insane.
Yeah, I look proper.
Yeah. And not only that, I feel like you're going to have one person on the controller, one person managing the water and the flow potentially at the van, and then another person managing the hoses, or maybe just two people. I don't know.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I don't think anyone can think about getting a pressure washing drone unless they have like 10 members of staff on site anyway. I think it's like for serious operations, I reckon.
Yeah, it's not aimed at us. We're not the target audience, I don't think.
Yeah, yeah,
um,
definitely not aimed at me.
but like for presumably this is for soft washing like large buildings. It's not window cleaning, is it? It's soft washing.
Yeah, soft washing. Yeah, I have seen a video a few years back actually. It was on YouTube. It was going around. I think it was on like Reels and stuff, and it was an American company using very similar, and they were just spraying hypo on roofs because obviously in the US it seems like that's a lot of the way they clean like those shingle roofs. They
Yeah,
just like bleach them.
yeah. It's like
I
that.
mean, there was mega spray, but it's what it is.
Sorry, go on. I interrupted you.
No, sorry, mate. Like it looked like it was getting a good coverage, but like everything within maybe like a mile was dying. So
Yeah,
fine. It's
yeah.
roundabout.
So they have those. It's like the top of your shed, isn't it? It's like the shingle that you described. And they just
Yeah,
they brush it off. They brush all the debris off the top, and then just wash it with hypo. Um, but if you're spraying this on, the amount of drift that you'd get. I mean, I was I was walking out to go back to the car, and I was getting water, like mist on the back of my head, coming out of the entrance, and the drone was where it is now, and it's like the drift would be insane if you were spraying chemicals.
God, do you know what that makes you think, doesn't it, about other chemicals that are sprayed? Like, I'm not a crazy health and safety guy. I like to live a long life and try and mitigate risk where I can, but also like speed. But it's like sometimes you know, we all ex-jet driveways and patios and stuff. And I just think, bloody hell, if you're getting a bit on the back of your head, I don't know how many litres a minute that was doing. I know it's raised up. It's probably going to travel a long way. I'm like, bloody hell, the hypo's probably going all the way down the street, little spores of it, or
Yeah,
doesn't make you think.
and like biocides. kind of lighter and more bubbly than hypos. But I imagine if you're spraying biocide like that, I don't really see a use case in the UK where it would be like legal, to be honest.
Unless they can somehow rig it with like zero TDS water and use it to like eliminate rope access for like skyscrapers and stuff. But even then, you're gonna have to cordon off massive areas. Like,
Yeah.
it's just not safe.
Did
I
you?
would be interested to see what their target audience is.
I wonder if they've
Target
got.
use.
Do you know? Do you remember what it was called?
No
Air.
idea. No idea.
What was it called? Oh, I've got a video of it. I've got a video of the van.
I did watch because it was interesting, but it's like one of those ones where it's like I'm interested in watching the process. I'm not interested in the slightest about the product,
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I've got it. Oh, that's super out of focus. Oh, great footage there, Jake. Nice. Skywash.
Skywash sounds about right, doesn't it? Oh, no.
Oh no, that's the Skyvac website.
Skywash drone.
Skywash International.
High-rise window and facade cleaning. Here's a window cleaning one.
Really?
Yeah, this is it. Innovative drone-powered cleaning solutions that put safety first for your commercial and industrial buildings.
Now, in your window cleaning experience, can you clean windows by firing water at them?
Well, we usually scrub them first, but then we fire water at them. So, yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's got to work, and it is, like you said earlier, it's probably slightly higher pressure, and I mean, it looks like it would be good for cladding and stuff. Spraying some synergy on some cladding, for example. It must be able to downstream chemicals as well.
And they've got pictures of it working. Like they must have used it, obviously. But oh, here we go. Soft washing, gentle yet thorough cleaning.
Battery operated working drones, so it's battery operated as well. So it looks like they supply the operators, which makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
So you've got
something... Yeah, I've just seen that they actually do pressure washing as well. High pressure cleaning for tough grime and stains. That's mental.
Commercial cleaning, pressure washing. Ah.
True. That's crazy. That looks great. Oh, you can't see what I'm looking at, but it's like the side of a warehouse, white warehouse. Looks great.
Yeah, I can see a similar image. I mean, how realistically, let's be honest, to be even remotely accurate with that. I mean, I saw at the show, it was like decently windy and it was struggling to stay in the right position. And I'm thinking,
yeah,
how long is that going to take to properly pressure wash some cladding on the side of the building accurately?
Yeah, I agree. I like the accuracy that I saw, and again, like I'm happy to be proven wrong. Like I've seen it for like a minute in action. Kind of reminds me of, you know, the old like fiberglass pressure poles that you could get. They're like 200 quid.
You pull the trigger.
You know the one. Like... yeah. And it's like a fishing rod, and you're like swinging back. It reminds me of those, and it's like you are just going over the similar or like same areas over and over again, just trying to get that little bit that you missed, because it's like a cobra on a like toothpick. It just doesn't make sense. I was like mental.
I like that, cobra on a toothpick. Expensive gimmick. You can't clean something properly from 2 meters away, as if they're battery operated. Can't last long in the air, surely. I mean,
that is a good point, actually. The 2 meters away, because we all know I could have a turbo nozzle at 3,000 psi, and if I hold it 2 meters away, it's not cleaning anything. No. But what are they using? How are they cleaning that?
It kind of looks like around about a 15-degree nozzle, looking at the website.
Yeah.
Looking at some of the pictures and stuff, but
I mean, wicked for rinse down, but like, Christ, what is it? It's probably going to be probably going to be mental money just for a rinse down. I'd rather just rinse it with a lance or power pole or something.
Commercial solar panel cleaning. So how if it comes out forwards? I don't
And modify it, I
understand.
reckon.
I don't understand. It doesn't look like it's modified. It still looks like it's coming out straight.
Oh yeah, Chris, it is the drone that was at the expo, mate. God, mate, I'm sick at live streaming, and I talk to the chat as well.
Yeah, I know. This is natural. Have you done this before?
No, I've never done it before. I think my viewers wouldn't be asking cleaning questions.
What sort of questions would they be asking?
I I love my viewers. I love them, but they ask me like, "Have I got kids? Have I got a dog? Where do I live?"
What,
You know,
what's your exact
they,
address?
they want to know everything about me rather than anything about cleaning or like, why didn't you clean the fence? Is one I get all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Why didn't you clean the wall? You've done all that
Yeah,
hard
why didn't
work
you
and it
clean
still
the
looks shit.
neighbour? Yeah, God,
Uh,
yeah, what she's. That's what they ask. What's your bank details? Yeah.
why why are you putting all those chemicals down? You're destroying the environment. Um,
Yeah, I saw one. It was like got the moss spores from cleaning 3 meters away from that fish pond are going to wreak havoc on the fish. And I'm like, oh, come on. The owner isn't even the owner's moving house. He's not even taking the fish with him. Like, come
yeah, but if you want some expert feedback, the YouTube comments are exactly where you need to look every time.
on. Absolutely.
There's so many experts on YouTube. Anyway, let's not get into slagging off our viewers.
Yeah. Those viewers are going to start dipping on me, mate.
So, uh, Marshall Air, we're a little bit on the fence about that. Drone,
I'd try it.
I'll try it. Not for £5 I ain't gonna try it.
No, I'll try yours.
Okay. We should all, where are you based? What's your exact address?
My exact address is. No, I'm just south of Bedfordshire, mate.
Okay. Maybe we could
I actually moved at the end of last year, so I'm kind of building everything up again. It's like a bit mental at the
oh
moment.
nice.
Yeah, south of
Oh,
Bedfordshire.
having to move your business as well must be an experience.
Yeah, it's not very fun.
Maybe we can get together on and we'll see if Pete Marshall can join us on a roof and we'll the three of us will do a roof scrape and do a video on it. That might be
Yeah,
fun
yeah, that'd be great.
after we've just
That
slagged
would
it
be quite
off.
cool, actually. Some of them are different. Well, this is the thing with my channel. I'm struggling with these insane cleans, and like I know they'll come along and I'll find them, but I don't know if I can maintain. Like, I only upload every fortnight. I don't know if I can maintain every fortnight a really interesting clean. So I'm kind of looking at like kind of adding a bit more of like my personal day to day into it a little bit. But I know the views are going to drop, but probably enjoy it more.
I was considering me and Jakey were having a chat about potentially pointing the business in a specific direction, and we both really like doing the repointing and the patio restorations because it's sort of offering a full package. It's instead of getting your patio replaced, you can spend thousands of pounds less to have it properly chemically treated and washed, all the pointing replaced, and maybe even sealed as well if you want to. And that completely lends itself to like pretty amazing content for YouTube and photos and stuff. And so we were thinking about just going down that route but then it's like what do you do with all the other inquiries? Do you just stop cleaning roofs? Do you just stop taking on commercial stuff? I don't know. I'd like to just do patios personally, but I don't think you can run a business like that.
Um,
Especially
yeah,
like
it's tough, isn't it?
maybe if I started just offering patio restorations, but now that I've offered all the other stuff like gutter clearing and stuff, I can't really say no now when the customers come back a year later.
Yeah. I actually was thinking about that today, to be honest. I quoted a roof today in the area that I've moved from. So it's about an hour and 20 away. I was doing some sort of cleaning up some final jobs there anyway. So I thought I'd go and do a quote for it's quite a big roof. And I've quoted it and I just think I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. But it's like business and with moving and everything, my window cleaning round is now gone. So it's kind
Mm.
of taking everything I can get, if you know what I mean, at the moment
Did,
with the rebuild, and then hopefully back.
did you sell your round, or did you just sort of stop it?
Yeah, so I've kind of done both. I sold probably the best customers. I didn't really feel comfortable selling customers that were like a bit slow paying or leave like dog mess in the garden and stuff like that. So those just kind of I got rid of them when I moved immediately.
Literally
And then
shitty customers.
yeah, mate, honestly, some of them I hope to never see again.
Jakey was
I
saying the
got
other day, I
some,
can't believe people let you in their garden and there's dog poo everywhere. Like, I can't believe they. So who was I talking to
mate,
the other day? And he said, "Oh, just go around the poo." It's like, no, clean it up first before I.
mate, stay at some of them, and you think some of them you're like, you're paying me this much money to come and clean one aspect of your house. You can't even come and clean this aspect, and it's like a 2 minute job.
Yeah, I
Don't
mean,
make sense, but
I can't talk. We've got a Great Dane, and she goes crazy in the garden. She,
yeah, big shits.
I need like,
We got a puppy not long ago, so we've got little ones at the moment, but yeah, she likes eating it, which is not great.
oh, I mean, handy.
Yeah, yeah, handy for us. I don't know about her immune system,
Um,
but yeah, moving it's like sold half of them, binned off half of them, and then I've actually just last week had some canvassing done, so it's a bit of a busy time at the moment, which is good. And then, like you said, all the annoying jobs that you don't really want to come back every year, coming back every year. And
when you
yeah,
say
obviously I moved, so they were on an hour and a half away.
you've had some canvassing done, what do you mean by that?
So within the window cleaning industry, I forget that you don't do windows actually. I'm
Mm.
quite jealous, to be honest. Um,
It's a
but
choice.
within window cleaning industry, you can pay a group of canvassers or an individual. Like I've gone with quite a big company that's kind of like proven themselves because it's my first time using a service like this. And you pay them X amount of money, and they promise to go and get you the Y amount of customers. Um, So they've been out last week. They got me about 95 customers, I think, last week over a couple of days, which is a great head start going into,
That sounds insane.
yeah,
And how's it
yeah.
tracked?
Insane. So it's all been really good actually. So they sort of send me customer forms. So the guys, they're knocking on the doors in the day, talking to the customers, explaining my business, and sort of they're trying to get people to be repeat customers, and they're sort of explaining the pricing, etc. And they send me a picture of every form that's filled in where a customer says, "Yeah, I want to go for it." They've sent me a picture, so I got got 40 pictures one night, then 50 the next night. So it's a bit of a ball ache that way. But then once they've given themselves a day or two to kind of collate the information themselves, they've sent me an Excel spreadsheet with like every customer's details in, and I can just import that into Squeegee really easily.
That sounds brilliant. And so they're almost like employed by you. So they know your pricing structure. And they
Yes.
just leave the customer with they leave them with a leaflet or a card or anything, or
Yeah, so they leave them with a leaflet. My leaflets have got a massive picture of me on it. I don't know what that says about me, but it kind of just shows them a bit more of a personal touch, like who's going to be coming
I
to
think that's
clean the
great.
windows, because obviously they don't work for me.
I think that's a great
Um,
tip for anyone who's creating a leaflet. Having a picture, like if you're pretty friendly looking and you're not, I mean,
right, you look like a freak. Leave your picture off the leaflet.
I wasn't going to say it.
Mate, we're exterior cleaners. Like, there's probably 50% of us look normal. The other 50%, I'm not sure. And I'm not
But
sure which category I fall into.
it does give that element of reassurance, the fact that someone's willing to put their photo on the front of their leaflet, and you're like, oh, he looks like a friendly guy, nice big smile, angry
Yes,
looking,
yeah,
you know.
yes, leaflet.
I don't know. Maybe cover your
Yeah,
tattoos
it's
and your
pretty good.
piercings. And
Mate, did you hear that? So I've only got one tattoo. I've got it on my leg, so people don't really hear it. I was speaking to Kirby before. It was like one customer just cancelled on him because he showed up and they were like, "Don't like tattoos." Just like turned him
really,
away straight away. Yeah.
He's
There's
not
something like
exactly
tattoo.
intimidating, is he? He's a nice guy.
Well, yeah, I guess. I guess he's quite tall. I'm not going to say he's big. That would
He's
be too
pretty
much of an
big.
ego stroke for him. But
He's pretty big.
he's fairly tall. Quite small in the muscle department.
Do you want to drop the name of the people you're using, or would you rather not?
It's probably the biggest one. It's Kingdom Canvassing. They've been pretty good so far.
They were at the cleaning expo, weren't they?
So they were and weren't. So they had two stalls at the Cleaning Expo, but I mean, I don't know how much I should say really, but they were due to start the canvassing for me earlier last week, but actually the guys were on their way down from where they were before, and there was like a massive road traffic accident, like 5 hour delay. So I think this says actually quite a lot about their company because they've essentially stopped their staff going to the show on the Friday at least to be canvassing for me. So they kind of put me, and I said, I didn't require that. I was like, I'm happy for you to delay, like I'm in no crazy rush. But they put like my canvassing ahead of being at the expo themselves, which I thought was quite good actually.
That is very noble. Like if they experienced a delay and they didn't want to they didn't want to carry on doing what they were doing and then leave their customer in the shit potentially. And so they've not gone to
Yeah.
the expo or not sent a certain amount of staff to the expo and done your canvassing instead. That's very commendable.
Yeah. It's been a really good process so far. Obviously, it's only been canvassed last week, so tomorrow is my first day cleaning the customers or some of the customers that they've got me. So we'll soon see how many sort of like drop off, or I'm sure they haven't been missold. I would never think that they have, but some people get the wrong end of the stick, or they sort of agree to something while the guy's at the door just to get rid of them. So we'll see. But overall, so far, it's gone really, really well. Happy.
Can you explain? I don't know. You don't have to if you don't want to. I know some people are a bit closed about their pricing structure, but you must have a structure for them to be able to say, "Oh, your house is this size, so it's going to be this much money."
Yes, yeah. So they request that. So the guy who runs the show, Luke, his name is, he has been in contact with me quite a lot, more than I would be in contact with someone. He seems to work 24/7, which is
Yeah.
quite nice. But he's basically sends you like a big thing to fill out with, what's your price for a 2 bed, a 3 bed, a 4 bed? How much do you want to charge for a Velux window? Add some on for a conservatory. So it's all been very guided. And truth be told, I have more of a structure for my other services than my windows. I've kind of fallen into a place with windows where I know how long they take. I know roughly how much I want to earn an hour, and I just like work out how much it's going to cost. If it's going to take me half hour, I know how much I want to charge them, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult to fill in that form initially, but seems to work all right.
So actually, since you started using the canvases, you've now developed a pricing structure for windows that you didn't have before.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't have to go to every house, which is good. Yeah, really good. And they're quite compact as well. Like,
Oh, like quite a tight round.
Yeah. So they've gone to multiple areas, but there's like little hubs. So there's probably like 5 little villages around me because I live in quite a remote village anyway. And then each village they've got maybe 3 on the road, 3 on the next road, 2 on a road over, and then that's it. Go to the next village kind of thing. Which honestly, mate, starting from zero again,
Yeah.
really good.
So would you use them ongoing, or would you get your round to a certain point and then just stop using them?
For me, I'm in a bit of a limbo of where I want to take the business. Having moved, I've been really lucky to be able to start from square one, and having the YouTube is also quite helpful because I don't earn loads of money off that, but it's nice bit of a top up every month.
Yeah.
So I've toyed with kind of doing what you do in a sense of going more patio cleaning, pressure washing, gutters in the winter, kind of just being a pressure washer in the spring, summer, and a gutter clearer guy in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of fiddled with the idea of that I'm really not sure what direction I really want to go, because I think the YouTube's always going to be a nice side thing. I don't think there's a world where someone who just cleans driveways in 2025 that can be like a 4 million subscriber channel. I think if they're doing it for entertainment only, I think they do get boring.
I strongly disagree with you.
Do you?
I think with what you've done already, it's like what Darren said from what Ryan said from Curbside. He's like, it's evergreen content. You put a satisfying driveway cleaner, and even if your regular viewers don't watch it so much, you're going to reach a whole new audience, and there's an endless audience on YouTube. And I think if those videos are hitting already, when you've got 30,000 subscribers, you keep going at this rate and you're going to end up with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, more views, and you just keep posting new and interesting cleans. Like, why do you think what you're doing already isn't going to work in a year's time? You know what I mean? You're smashing it.
I do appreciate that. I think because finding the new and interesting cleans is every single time I do one, it gets harder to find the next one.
Okay, so do you see a world in which YouTube can allow you to focus on searching for free jobs? So you go out, literally drive around your van for an hour, make a note of, or knock on people's doors and say, look, I've got a YouTube channel, I'll do this for free if you let me film the whole thing. I reckon there's an endless amount of driveways out there that you could do.
I feel like I'm going to sound negative, but I've tried it, mate. I've tried it towards the end of last year when the organic jobs weren't coming in. I've driven around in the van for like 4 hours. The problem that I found is I would drive for days. I've contacted estate agents. The problem is driveways in this country anyway. There's a few that are really cool. There obviously is. The most interesting things are often hidden at the back of the house.
Okay.
And it's really hard to find them.
Unless you go around peeking over people's gates.
Yeah, which is what led me to like looking on estate agents and stuff. And even then, probably contacted 20 to 30 estate agents. There's just they're not interested really. It's quite tough.
That's surprising.
But, yeah.
So could you do? Someone just mentioned Ben from Flawless in the chat. Could you do something similar to him, where you literally in your videos or on your Instagram or whatever say, do you know someone that's got a back garden or something, or that's some decking that needs some real attention? I bet you'd get loads of people like that in your local area as well.
That's true.
Local Facebook pages, all the different villages that you've got around you, just post on their little Facebook pages and just say, is anyone in desperate need of some, crazy renovation in the back garden? Mate, you could smash that.
You'd be surprised what I've already done.
Okay.
Honestly, It's tough. It's tough. Like, it's, again, like, I don't want to sound like defeated or like negative, but yeah, it's bizarre how hard it is to find someone to let you clean their patio for free.
Because I'm in the situation probably similar to yourself, where I'm looking at the business how it is now, and I'm thinking I couldn't think of anything worse than expanding and having a bunch of staff and multiple vans on the road and overheads, liabilities, maybe like a unit as well. Like, I'd like a little unit, but everything, it just scares me. The whole thing scares me. And so what I'd rather do is focus on what's really working and that really brings me joy, and that's filming content and taking before and after pictures and doing some like amazing transformations. And I'm thinking, if I can like turn down the amount of inquiries I'm getting, or just sort of just pick and choose the really interesting jobs that are coming in and just ignore the rest while not losing my reputation, and just focus on filming some really cool YouTube videos, I'd love that. That would be the direction that I want to take the business, I think. Saying it now, I think I've just realised that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I think that's amazing that you found that, and I think you could definitely do it. I think you could definitely do it. I think what you were saying earlier with when you were saying you were having a conversation with Jakey about like the like transformations in terms of like the grinding out, the repointing and stuff. I think when I sort of say, oh, just a channel just doing pressure washing, like again, like maybe it's because we've not had like a prior conversation about it. It's like it's hard to kind of get across what my true thoughts are. It's hard to express them, but like that seems very unique and different and interesting, just because it's different, right? Whereas it's like I like to have a spin on my videos. I like to put like effort into them. I like filming like a bit more cinematography style, like on the intros and stuff. I really enjoy that, and I actually really enjoyed making the videos. I quite enjoy talking to the camera, which is interesting because my top comment is, "Can you stop talking to the camera?"
Stop doing what you love. Just shut up.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, I think just as it being different, I think yours sounds good. I think whereas mine are, the difference is the cleans weird. I don't know, and like my filming style, I guess. But yeah, I just find it hard to get that pipeline in. I would love to. I think really like my dream would be, like my dream business would be constantly be cleaning really unique areas and filming them. That would be like my ideal job. I just think it's hard. It's hard.
Off the windows completely.
The windows are a way to facilitate everything else.
So your dream job, does that involve windows or not?
No.
Right. Yeah, I wonder if a lot of people would say that if they offer multiple services. I wonder if they could. I wonder if they would drop window cleaning. I think they probably would. Most people, wouldn't they?
I think if you gave someone a set salary and you said you can either do it window cleaning, you can do it roof cleaning, you can do it gutter clearing or whatever, I think they would, most likely, most people would say they don't want to do roof cleaning because it's too bloody hard. And then I think people would drop the window cleaning second. I think people would be all over pressure washing, all over gutter clearing.
Yeah. Craig says
window cleaning is boring.
You are.
Like window cleaning is boring.
Oh yeah, and it's the reason I didn't want to do window cleaning in the first place was because I couldn't take good before and after pictures of it because it's just not very good to look at. Shots fired at the window cleaners again. I don't mean to. It's not on purpose. Craig says, Jake, how's your shed getting on? Is that at me or you?
I don't think it's at me, mate.
Shed? Are you talking about my van? I hope you're not talking about my van.
I've got a big shed, but I don't think he's talking to me.
Okay, Expo. Let's get back to the Expo because that's
yeah.
How are you for time, by the way? Like, I didn't ask how long you wanted to stay on for.
That's fine, mate. Just store it. Just starving.
Oh, you're not eating yet?
No, I'm joking. It's fine.
Have you eaten?
Not for a while, but it's all right.
Mate, get some dinner. What are you doing? You can jump back on in a bit if you want.
Live stream and be cooking dinner. Come on. Sacrifices I make. At the boring, Jake. And mate, I thought that was at me, but it's about you. What's that all about?
Jake?
What's that all about? What?
Why am I known as the boring Jake? That's crazy. I can't believe you just said that. Wonky ladder.
I'll take it.
That makes more sense.
I'll take it.
I've got a wonky ladder on the back of my Sprinter.
Mate, you don't have to tell me. I followed you into the Expo, and I knew it was your van before I see the sign around.
And my flat tire.
Yeah, your back flat tire. First thing I said to your brother, I was like, "Your tire's a bit flat, mate." I didn't even say hello. I felt a bit rude.
Guess what? It's still flat.
Yeah.
I haven't pumped it up. It's been about 4 days. I haven't pumped it.
Mate, mine's been washed for the first time in 4 months.
Yeah, I'm not very good at washing my van either. Considering it's like a banner.
Mate, grief I get for that as well. Grief I get for that in the comments as well.
Really? You should do it on purpose. Get it real, like splash it with some pressure washing muck and just leave it on for the video. See what people say.
I feel like it was affecting my views.
Oh, I'd wind people up if they were commenting stuff like that. I'd be doing it on purpose. I got absolutely. I think it's because when you get your videos over a certain level of views, you get some randomers just commenting. And when one of my videos did particularly well, my best ever video was like repainting a driveway, and it's the
The
first
tarmac one.
No, it was block paving. It was like changing the colour of some block paved driveway.
Oh.
It's the first video that's done super well in terms of views, and it's the first video where it's got like overwhelmingly negative comments, and it's because we used a leaf blower at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mate, at least you've got the negative reason for the timing. I've been told off for using a leaf blower just for using a leaf blower.
Oh, nice. Because they're not useful,
mate,
I suppose.
Comments, you should see my comments. They are outrageous. Some of them are outrageous.
I think it comes with the territory of having like a super successful video. And you've got a lot of those, so I'm guessing you've just generally got a load of knobheads turning up and watching your videos.
I get knobheads. I get lovely people. I do. I have my core viewers are incredible, and I actually look forward to reading their comments. I get like terrible, like some bad comments that are just like calling me the worst cowboy on the planet.
A cowboy,
which, is what it.
That is a trigger
for
me, that word. That is an absolute trigger for me, because I get called a cowboy so often. I feel like I'm the furthest from a cowboy sometimes. Maybe not when I'm briefly.
I get some random comments that are like, do you have a wife? Do you have a girlfriend? Like, women love. I've had this I've like bookmarked it. Women love a hard-working, honest man. Love heart emoji.
Nice.
Was that what is that all about? Yeah, I hope so.
You know, a lot of the comments we get on TikTok. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. There's some in the fridge for you if you want some.
Thanks.
We get a lot of comments on TikTok from blokes saying how good looking my apprentice is. They're talking about Jakey, and it's all blokes.
He's a good looking guy, to be fair.
He's very good. I mean, he's huge as well, so that helps. I mean,
yeah, mate, you're going out to work lunch every 5 minutes. That's all I see on Instagram. I've never seen someone eat food out so often in my life.
Mate, if you can't enjoy the little things in life, like we get in the van in the morning, and the first thing I say is, "What's for lunch today?" And he's like, "Mate, we haven't even started work." And I'm like, "I know, but we've got to get prepared."
Oh god, man, I need to take a leaf from your book. I'll have like a Twix and get through like a 9-hour day.
If you seriously haven't had dinner, I don't want to keep you any longer.
No, dude, it's all good. It's all good.
I
eat quite late. I'd go if I was hungry.
Okay. Do you want to go get a Mars bar or a packet of crisps or something?
You just talk about the Expo. What do you want to talk about? Okay, see that Rutland surface cleaner? I'll steer us back. Christ.
I like you. I'm enjoying this. We didn't really talk at the Expo. This is the first time we've spoken, really. And
yeah. Obviously, we parked up next to each other, and we kind of. I think it's one of those like strange things where like you like each other's stuff a couple of times, but like we've never really had like full on conversation. Like I've sent you a few messages on Instagram, that you've sent me a couple, and it's like never really met up or had a proper conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear like your name from other people, if you know what I mean, but we've never had like a full on conversation, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet at the Expo, but obviously, you know, I know you're there for a few things, I'm there for a few things, so it's good to have this chat. Actually, it's quite nice. I'm enjoying it, mate.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was very focused when I got to the Expo this year. I just wanted to get in and start filming, because last year I felt like I lost that opportunity, and I just didn't want it. I didn't want the time to run out before you know I started chatting to people and stuff.
Yeah, completely understandable as well.
What Rutland pumps? Are you talking about the turbo surface cleaner?
Now that turbo surface cleaner looked outrageous.
That thing has been something I've been thinking about for so long, and
that got me going a little bit when I saw that. Was that Ben in the video? Was that Ben from Rutland?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
He's the one that invents them all.
Yep. I mean, I don't think he necessarily invented this. He probably thought of this a long time ago, but that's my children. Lots of other people have tried to do this thing. I've seen a bunch of attempts, but none of them look this good and this promising.
It looked great.
And it's going to be insanely expensive because I mean the arm in the middle, the rotating arm is going to be made like machined from billet, and so that alone is just going to be insane money.
Yeah.
The frame.
Have you
Sorry, go
have
on.
you ever seen
The what?
the Falk?
The Falch, the turbo nozzle,
Falch, is that how you say it?
5-point speed Falch thing. Yeah.
Yeah, reminds me of that, like just extreme equipment that will just make your life so easy if you have the right kit.
Yeah. So if you imagine that surface cleaner is obviously spinning round and it's doing that at the same time. So the spread, the cleaning spread that you get on that would be ridiculous. And I'm guessing you wouldn't necessarily need a crazy high flow machine either. If you can run a twin turbo Lance, presumably you can run one of those as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that actually as well. You can already power two turbos off a 21 litre 200 bar, really.
I'm
You'd
curious.
be all right.
I'm curious as to how they've figured out the distance from the ground to the correct height to have those turbos. Because I don't know if I've got the video here, but I played with an invention from Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham. They were at the show as well, and I think I can show this now because it was so long ago that we didn't end up doing anything with it because it didn't really work that well. I don't think I've got the video. Oh, I have. I've got it. Oh, what are the odds of that? Have you got the stream up? Can you see?
I'll press play. Yeah, go on.
So this thing is a triple turbo on a bar, and
That's mental.
the next iteration of this thing, I mean, that in itself works brilliantly. Probably quite heavy, but that actually works really, really well. And I forgot about this version actually. The next version that we did, or that they did, that it was all them. I didn't have any part of it. The next version that they did had wheels on it, and that was oh damn! I want to see if I can find that version because
That looked very cool.
they essentially had that same frame and the bar, and they stuck wheels on both ends, and so you could roll it along the ground. And it didn't work so well, and it's because you couldn't move up and down because the wheels were obviously locked in a certain position. You were a very specific height from the ground, and so if you got like an annoying weed that you'd missed, you just have to keep rolling over it, and you can't get it out because you needed to go slightly, just an inch like closer to the surface.
Yeah, I think these sort of products, in my opinion, are like a regular surface cleaner. It's like when you have the job where the whirl away or whatever you've got is right for it, it makes it mincemeat. But if you take it to the wrong job, it does nothing.
And it's just
And
in
I
the
think,
way.
yeah, and you just go over it again with a turbo nozzle if you've even bothered getting it out of the van. But it's like maybe these will make 75% of block paving jobs a reality, and then you still have to do like maybe the ones with like crazy weeds that are deep in there manually.
Yeah.
Even then, I think that's probably a good case for it. I wonder how much it's going to cost.
Yeah, it's going to be serious money. But if you think, for example, on a big commercial car park or something, if you had two of those with two machines, you'd absolutely smash through it, and you still feel great at the end of it because you wouldn't be going like this all day.
I think they'd be worth their weight in gold. I think they'd be really, really useful, mate.
Yeah.
Really useful.
Craig says I use 15 degree jets on my flat surface cleaner with a 21 litre per minute machine on blocks, and it works amazing. Craig, I don't believe you. No one.
Yeah, no chance, bro. No chance.
People come into my chat, and he's one of them, and Steve's one of them as well, and they say they get good results on block paving with the surface cleaner, and I've never seen good footage of it. No, if anyone gets good results on block paving with a flat surface cleaner, and they don't need to go back over it with a turbo nozzle, that's the main thing. If you have to go back over it with a turbo nozzle, it's a waste of time. So send me a video of you cleaning block paving with a flat surface cleaner and it being effective, and show me the entire setup, because I'm fascinated.
Now, I think it's difficult here because if we take the statement, I use 15 degree jets in my FSC and my 21 litre on blocks, it works amazing. I think that's so wrong. But I have successfully cleaned a handful of driveways with block paving with the surface cleaner, but it's like they're not even dirty. Like there's nothing in between the blocks. It's like maintenance clean every 6 months kind of job, and it's like, how rare are they?
So if there's any weeds, you can't do it, can you? If there's
no, not at all.
A couple of little clumps of grass coming out from between the blocks, and so what's the point in having that piece of kit in the van, especially with 15 degree nozzles on it? Because you're not really going to use 15 degree nozzles on a patio, so you're only carrying that piece of kit around in the van to do block paving, presumably. And the amount of jobs that you'd actually be able to whip it out and it be very effective on, lower the arm if you can. You know what I've done? I've put 0 degree jets on one as well, so it's essentially like a twin turbo nozzle spinning around.
Ooh.
And it works.
This is where I'm not great, honestly. I'm not super clued up with like what jets go where and all of that. I know surface cleaner goes on patio, turbo nozzle goes on driveway.
Well, most
like
caveman. Most surface cleaners will come with a 25 degree nozzle or 2 25 degree nozzles. You can swap them out for 15 degree nozzles to have more concentrated pressure. But then you wouldn't necessarily want to use that on most natural stone patios.
So Washi's surface cleaner would be slightly more concentrated than mine.
Yeah.
Right.
You could still use that on a patio, but you might want to consider turning the pressure down, for example. I ended up using 0 degree nozzles, which are essentially what a turbo nozzle is. It's just a pencil jet that spins round. And so this was just 2 pencil jets on a bar that spins round. And because it's not spinning super fast, like as fast as a turbo, you sort of leave circles unless you go really slow. And even then, it wasn't getting the weeds out. I had my machine on full revs, full pressure, and it wasn't getting the weeds out. So I just don't know what there is left to do unless you lower the bar right down to the ground, the arm of the surface cleaner. Unless you lower that right down.
You'll have to move so slow.
You have to move really slow, and you're going to risk knocking it off of the corner of bricks and stuff. I just don't see it working. No one's showed me footage of it working, so I just don't believe it until I see it.
Thing is, like the Rutland one in that video, it's a solution to a problem. I don't think like modifying your current surface cleaner to make it slightly better than its current shit form in 25 degree makes sense. And that's not like targeted. It's just like I'm not going to bother doing that. Maybe I'm a dick, but like I was kind of bothered.
How many years has this industry been around, and still it seems like no one's come up with the solution? So if the solution isn't changing the jets on your surface cleaner and lowering the bar, then what else is there? I don't really know what else there is.
What machine have you got in the chat, mate? What machine have you got? I'll be interested. Because mine's just like bog standard 21 litre, whatever. Maybe I'm in the wrong, but I don't really know what I'm talking about.
No, I mean, Craig's just got a 21-200 from Darren at PWS Alpha.
Okay. I don't know if the 21 litre 200 bar or whatever's gonna. I don't know.
I
Prove
only
me wrong.
use.
So send us the video, mate. I'll be interested in seeing the video. Send us the video. He says he's going to send a video tomorrow. I'll be well interested in seeing that. If you forward me on that, or mate,
Yeah, me
I'll see it in the
too.
Discord.
And I want a proper inspection of the blocks afterwards, because if you just show me some clean blocks and then turn the camera off, I'm like, no, I want you to zoom in and show me over a weeded area how good it is. Jake says I only use
no
turbo.
240p footage.
Yeah, I only use turbo for blocks, but vibrations on the hands are pretty bad on big jobs. Jake, try unscrewing your little quick release out of the turbo nozzle and screwing it straight onto the end of the lance. Remove all the quick releases and hard secure it on the end of the lance, and that'll remove the wobble in the turbo nozzle when it spins around.
I've had a couple of lances over the last couple of years, and I think there's a very big difference, even with using the quick release. There's a massive difference between lances. I think you can have a really shit lance and it wrecks your hands. And then I've got the one I use at the moment. It's the one from Rutland actually, and I get barely any fiber. I mean, if I'm turbo nozzling for like 4 or 5 hours, it's like, yeah, it's not great, but not too bad actually.
There's so many different factors. It's like whether your machine's running well and whether it's on decent engine mounts, how much vibration's coming down the hose, the trigger that you use and the lance that you're using, whether your turbos. There's so many factors. I think there's
that comment I've just seen in the chat. Surface cleaner only on the roof. That's kind of inside joke, and it made me a bit giggle a bit.
Are we talking about Macintosh?
But you don't want to be destroying the roofs up like that, mate.
Mate, he got an absolute roasting on this channel about a week back. People,
and I think genuinely, like, again, another person who I've never had a conversation with in my life, and I'm sure he's a nice guy. I think he genuinely believes the information, and that there's a lot of information that he's put out that, as a new business starter, would be really helpful. But I think that video was just such a miss. Unfortunately.
Seems like a few of them are heading in that direction, like calling out Sid in the video, and like.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I don't know.
If
you want to prop yourself up by shitting on everyone else, I think that's the wrong way to go about business. But anyway, you do you.
Yeah, not ideal. I've not seen that one, but that one with the old surface cleaner on there, that did. Do you know what? I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just watched like a few minutes of it. Heard that quote, and I was like, everyone's Facebook, YouTube, everyone's gonna have a field day with it. I just thought, I've had enough. Click off that. Let's go watch something interesting.
He changed the title
more
afterwards. He did
what was it originally? Just don't use a turbo on a roof or something?
Yeah.
Fiddler on a roof.
And the fact that he changed it means he knows what he's doing. Whatever. Let's stop talking about him.
It's bad, isn't it? Because it's like, I don't know. You can believe one thing maybe and say it, and then it's just stupidity coming out your mouth, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I'm sure I've done.
Was there anything else at the expo that you thought was quite interesting? Anything that you spotted that you didn't know existed, or that you think you plan on? Did you buy anything?
I bought some little internal pole racks for my van for the window cleaning. Just get my poles out of the way.
Pro Grip.
That was a good purchase. They were really cheap.
Pro Grip stuff.
No, they weren't the Pro Grip stuff. They were from Emerald Cleaning.
All right.
Never heard of them before. They were like 70 quid. So I was like, might as well buy them. I was debating just using like a waste pipe or something like that, but these just looked like, self tappers in the top of the van. It's like easily done, and if it's easy, I like it.
I wonder.
Yeah, I don't have like big fans.
I bet there's so many Emerald Cleanings, I can't actually find them.
Yeah, it's like Emerald Cleaning Supplies or something. They might have been Irish as well, actually. Like they're nice, clean guys. But yeah, really, I'm looking. I spoke to Darren. Obviously, Darren's in the chat. I think I saw him there. I'm really looking for like a very compact van mount, and it's just really hard to find one that fits exactly what I need.
Did you know Darren's got a van mount called the Compact?
Yes, yeah, that's the
Okay.
one we've seen. I think that's the like leading one at the moment. I just need to measure everything. Um, I would really like if that compact went from this way to this way,
To come
but I
out the
don't
back of the
think.
van.
Yeah, out the back.
Mm. Do you have a
Uh,
separate window cleaning tank to your pressure washing tank?
yes, yeah, I've got a 650 litre window cleaning tank, so it's quite big. I can afford to go down slightly, but not much, because otherwise I have to go fill up again.
So you drive around with 650 litres of water in the tank, like at the start of the day?
Yeah, the start of the day. Yeah,
I'm scared to drive around with my tank full. It's only about 250. I just don't like it. Just,
yeah, it's not fun. I
I'm
don't
worried.
have the biggest van in the world either. It's got just about payload, I guess.
Yeah, I'm worried about it tipping over because it's like a tall upright tank. Jake with the sexy tash. If I have two window cleaning jobs upcoming, would you recommend a backpack system to see if I like it, or get a baffled water tank and use spotless water?
Um, I'm just gonna assume that's aimed at me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't even know what he said. What spot?
I don't know. I feel a bit like I feel a bit bad taking that one. Just
Take
yeah.
it, mate. Take it
Um,
away.
if you have two window cleaning jobs upcoming, if you've only got two jobs, mate, get a backpack. 100%. Don't spend your money on getting a baffled tank all set up. Definitely use spotless water. And spotless water, I guess for you, Jake, is just deionized water, but it's like the one you can go fill up. It's like a petrol tank or petrol pump. You go fill it up. Um, yeah, spend 100 quid, mate, maximum. Get yourself a backpack, fill it up with some water, and see how you like it. If you can, what I would say is borrow a pole. If you have to message a window cleaning company that's local, borrow a carbon pole. Like, do not go and buy a shit pole, because you will hate window cleaning regardless. It will be like we said earlier, that Cobra on a matchstick, like the power pole. It's just a waste of time and you'll hate it. Just borrow a carbon pole and a backpack. And I know people who do full window cleaning rounds with a backpack and a carbon pole, mate. So yeah, do that.
Can I throw my 2 cents in on
Yeah,
the
go for it.
on the window cleaning topic? I would suggest that you purchase one of these, and it's a
I'll put this.
deionizing water filter tank. I've got the 15 litre, and it's
Okay.
you're not going to get the sort of purity that you'll get from like a pure water filling station. But if you buy the little TDS meter, you can test the water that's coming out the end of it, and it's
Where do
impressive.
you live, Jake, on the map? Can you show me on that map where you live?
This map. Oh,
There's a map on the
uh,
website at the bottom.
roughly in the dark blue, very hard water.
Okay, so you're not
Maybe a
crazy
little bit
away.
lower,
Yeah.
actually, a little bit lower, maybe there.
Okay.
But I actually did a test of this thing on YouTube in a fairly recent video, and it brought the water down significantly, and you can see the way it sheets off the windows. Like, it makes a massive difference. And if you don't do a lot of window cleaning jobs like me, I'll do like a one-off window clean if it's part of like a bigger project, but I don't offer window cleaning generally. It's a great thing to carry in the van, even if you're just going round after you've done like a really mucky pressure washing job. Because, sorry, I'm really gassy. What do you do after your pressure washing jobs? Do you just rinse the windows with the pressure washer, or do you like go around and clean them afterwards?
Yeah, so I'll be honest. If it's a paid job, I'll do a full lower window clean, like as to the highest standard, like that I normally would. If it's like I'm charging them barely anything because I want to film it. I will still clean them, and I'll do a good job, but I probably won't put like chemicals on it or anything like that. I'll be honest. Like, but yeah, they always get a clean, and it's a most of the time it's a full scrub and a proper rinse down. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's what I'd suggest, if it's not one of those vessels as well, another good thing you can do. Oh, I've not got any here with me. What are the odds of that? There's a Drive Tech TFR that you can get from GSF Car Parts, and it's not on the website, and I've spoken about it before. But if you apply this TFR to the windows and then rinse it off with tap water, you'll get an absolute crystal clear sheeting finish as if you've just done it with pure water. So that's another tip as well. Always carry 25 litres of TFR in the van.
What's Joey said? Do you need a van to get? Absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. I started with a Renault Clio, mate.
I started in the back of my girlfriend's Toyota RAV4, and that was pressure washing as well.
You don't. Well, that says it all, doesn't it, mate? I had a Renault Clio. I bought a 2-section Ramsey A-frame ladder. It's about 200 quid. Most expensive thing I bought. And then I bought a Unger squeegee and a mop for about £17. And actually, we'll go circle back to our mate Macintosh. I actually won a competition of his when I was starting out, and I got full window cleaning, like traditional kit. You believe it or not?
Beautiful.
That was going back when, but yeah, so I had a good start. But yeah, car. If you want to do window cleaning, just get a car and a backpack, mate. Or I probably wouldn't. Oh no, I can't say don't. I probably wouldn't use a squeegee. I'll actually get killed.
And also carry some spare empty barrels with you of pure water, because your backpack's going to run out pretty quick, I'd assume.
Yes, yeah, exactly that, mate. Those empty barrels, kind of just what you got to live off of when you start. But 100%, like anyone in the chat thinking about it, obviously, I don't want to say don't do window cleaning because it is boring. It has its drawbacks, but the reason I think a lot of people who want to get into exterior cleaning start window cleaning is because it's very low barrier to entry.
Yep.
Nothing can go wrong, and it's good money.
Shay from Nyclean is in the chat saying, I heard Jakey was slobbering, so I had to bounce on. Slabbering? What does slabbering mean? Is that an Irish term? We have a crush on him too. We spoke about some new kit at the Expo, and there's something around the corner that Shay's going to be working on. It's going to, I don't want to speak too soon, but it could change the industry. It could be an absolute game changer. Not to overuse the term.
Really?
Could be.
Game changer. That's a good title, that is. I spoke to Shay, actually. He was a really nice guy. He's very helpful. I need to message him, actually.
Yeah. So look out for that. Anything else at the Expo that you think's worth slabbering about?
It's hard to remember, really, isn't it? What was there? What was new that was there?
You see that massive solar panel?
It wasn't
buggy thing.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I think I've seen that on social media before. Very cool. I think it reminds me of not in the same way of the drone, because I think the drone is like probably there's a 0.0% of people who would ever need it, whereas that solar cleaning machine kind of seems like anyone who cleans a lot of solar panels very often would need it.
I reckon it's
very specialist, very expensive. Yeah, 100%.
I don't think it's designed for contractors. I think it's designed for solar farm owners, personally.
Owners, yeah.
I saw them, so I have no idea.
What's the guy's name on Instagram? He's like sponsored by Equip to Clean. Is he a northern guy?
Aqua,
someone.
Aqua
maybe.
I spoke to him at the
He
show.
uses the like assault rifle pressure washer.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
the guy? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
He
think
was.
so. I spoke to him at the show. Was he on was he on the stand for Equip to Clean?
As you say, Aqua Cleanse. I didn't meet him at the show, mate, but I've got him on. I follow him on Instagram. He's constantly doing jobs on like solar panels, and he did a job at a farm, solar panel farm, not long ago. And all the stories was his hose getting caught on the little like nubs. So I reckon it's a ball lake with a water fed pole, and I reckon a machine like that could be really, really useful.
We that was another thing we were speaking about. Me and Jake is like pivoting towards just offering solar panel
Yeah, yeah.
cleaning.
I think if you can get the contract, I think it's great.
Well, if you consider most new houses now are built with solar panels, I think there's going to be a huge boom in the what's it called, like supply and demand. There's going to be a huge demand for it in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I do know a guy who basically makes a living off of like pigeon proofing solar panels. So I'm sure you could make a living cleaning them.
Yeah, we've got one of my mates does it for a living. But to find a way to like efficiently, because I would say solar panel cleaning is quite a low ticket job, and to find a way of doing it quickly and efficiently, because you don't really want to be doing it from a ladder, and to have to set up a tower for like a £250 job just doesn't seem worth it. Have you cleaned solar panels? Do you have like a certain approach for it or not?
I don't honestly, mate. I've cleaned like a handful, but I found it was like one of those jobs where I wasn't getting many inquiries, and the couple that I did, I really didn't enjoy. It's like facial soffit cleans, like still offer them every time they come in. I'm a bit like, just like solar panels. I just say I don't do it anymore. A bit worried about the chemical on there as well. I don't really know what. Honestly, I'm probably uneducated on it. Like I don't know what you would use to not damage it. I'd shit myself if I damaged one.
Well, Pure Seal sell a solar panel cleaning product. I think you can use Max Clean Pro on it as well. But my issue is scrubbing the lichen. Very, very difficult. If you get like solar panels that have got loads of bird crap all over them and lichen spots, you can be there for hours scrubbing them, and it just changes the job. It's absolutely horrible work it is. But if you can get a really efficient way of getting up there, like if you had a van with one of those booms on it, it could get you up to the ridge. I don't think there's a good way of doing it quickly.
Yeah, I had not a crazy one. That's why I took one on at the start. The first one I did, it didn't look crazy, and it had the yellow lichen on. And it's like I'm sitting there. Well, I was on the ladder for one, like you said. You don't want to be doing that. I was on the top of the ladder, and I was cleaning it with a water-fed pole, pure water. And I think I wanted to jump off the ladder rather than complete the job.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe if you had steam and you found a good way of being able to low pressure wash them. I've seen those circular pressure washing brushes. Equipped to clean sell those as well, I think.
Yeah, I've seen Squeaky Clean. Squeaky Clean's done one on that, and he loved that for a week.
But again, I'm charging an absolute premium on the solar panels. I'm charging £17 per panel, which is like really up there with I think what you can get away with charging. But I don't want to do it for any less. And even then, what's that? 15 panels times £17 is the average. About 15 panels generally. 255 quid to spend like half an hour setting
You smell pressure washing, didn't you, mate?
It just doesn't seem worth it. There's easier ways to make money, in my opinion.
Do you know what? Saying that, sorry, I'm going to go off topic here a little bit, off track, because you showed me where you are on the map. Obviously, won't ask where you live, but like,
Do you want
mate, I could go on. Send me a private message. I'll be there tonight.
I'm in Redditch, near Birmingham.
Redditch. Oh, okay, yeah. So you're about an hour and 20 from me then. You're not far from the show.
No, literally half an hour, like 40 minutes from the show.
You know what I'd love to do actually is to come and do a repoint with you. If you ever need an extra pair of hands, I'd love to learn how to do that, because when I watch your repointing, I think it just looks so good. And the amount of jobs that I've gone to, cleaned, hypoed, and walked away from, and the pointing is just absolute apocalyptic. And I'm like, I'd love to actually do like a full circle service. I think it always looks mint when you finished it up. My only query actually on this is, do you think it's worth doing as one guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For the money you can charge on, I mean, you can. I'm charging around about £25 per square meter for using the Titan stuff, so like the best stuff you can get basically.
Yeah.
But some people are charging like up to £27 per square meter, and I mean, what's that on a 100 square meter patio? Like £2,700 for
silly, isn't it?
a couple of days' work. Like, it's not bad. I've got one in Wales Monday the 22nd. Fancy a trip to Wales?
In Wales? I've just been to fucking Wales, mate. I can't go again. What is it? Till Monday the what? What am I doing?
Monday the 21st. April.
Of April?
Yeah.
Do you know what the annoying thing is? I've got a massive blank space in my squeegee.
Well, I think we'll be cleaning and grinding it on the Monday, and then we'll be coming back on the Wednesday, if it's nice, to seal it, and then probably coming back on the Sunday to repoint it. So it's going to be a bit of a...
Wait, so you're going back and forth?
3 visits on that one because he wants it sealing as well. But he's paying for it. He said, I want you. So
if it was 1 visit, mate, do you know what? I'd actually have said I'm on that. 21st, I'll be there, but I need to know how it all works, mate. I can't just work out how to grind it out and then leave them.
Right, where's the next one then?
Oh, God,
I've got one in Scotland.
Can you have one in England?
Oh,
Fuck me.
I'm only joking. I'll let you know when the next one's coming up, and we'll jump on it together.
Yeah. Sounds good, mate. Yeah, I'll be interested in learning that because I find that's quite that's very satisfying.
It's crazy, we've just done like 5 in the last month or 2. So if you
it seems like you're always doing them.
They're really nice. They're like fun to do, and it's hard work. But you get them smashed out in a day, and it's decent money, very rewarding if you can get into it. I feel like everyone's doing them now as well. Like there's a lot of people in the Discord chat that have not long started pressure washing. They're already repointing stuff. It's like, bloody hell, moving fast.
Well, I think that's probably a testament to Discord then, mate, without being a bum licker, because I didn't see anyone really putting it out on YouTube or Instagram or anything. You know what I mean? Like, no one's putting that in my sort of circles that I was watching anyway. Like, no one was putting grinding out and repointing on their socials. So I think people, me included, like when you just said £25 a square meter, I didn't think it'd be that. I thought it'd be like 15, and I'm like, is it worth the fucking time? But 25 sounds quite nice.
I mean, I'm charging about 20, and with 2 of us, we can really smash it out and get it done in a day generally. On like 75 square meters and under, maybe even up to 100 square meters, we can get it done in a day pretty much. It's very hard work. But
I think you're probably a bit more of an influence in people picking it up in your Discord than you think then, mate.
You reckon?
I reckon so. Because I speak to a lot of people who just do pressure washing. They don't do fucking repointing.
I just thought it'd be nice to be able to offer a complete service. And the next thing on my bucket list, I don't think that's the right term. The next thing I want to learn is how to relay slabs without crazy effort. Because I've done a couple of repointing jobs where we've like relayed 1 or 2 slabs, and it's horrible. I hate it. Like having to pull the loose slabs up, get like a chisel and a hammer and knock out all the bed, and like mix a load of cement in a wheelbarrow, and it's just horrible work, and it takes way longer than you expect it to, and you make loads of mess, and it's just like, this isn't worth it. And so I started getting a landscaper in to do it. But if there's a way I can do it quickly, then I can offer a full service. If a person's got a battered patio and there's only 1 or 2 loose slabs, I can transform it.
Yeah, I think as well, you start getting far away from like exterior cleaning at some point, whether that's something that you care about or not. But like obviously the comment earlier about Ben on his YouTube channel doing his gardening and stuff, like not really interested in doing gardening. Like my
Yeah,
business is an exterior cleaning business. I don't
yeah.
want to be coming home covered in cement and shit
You can
all the
end up
time.
you can end up being a landscaper, couldn't you, if you get too deep into it?
Yeah, and then you're that guy who offers like 30 different services, and it's like it's just not what I want to be. I've got barely enough space as it is. I take over the house with all of my shit. I feel terrible with the amount of stuff I've got. It's like imagine having 6 steel tools and I don't know, a pickaxe and whatever else nonsense
Yeah,
that you need.
mini digger in the back garden.
Yeah, yeah, ride on lawnmower from the AstroTurf.
So have you not got like a
The
little
Western
unit or
Inverted.
anything? Yeah, the Western one. Yeah, have you not got a unit then?
Yes, everything is held extremely securely and not at my home address.
Yeah, yeah. Where do you live again?
Yeah, I have where I moved from, I had a big unit, or not a big unit, but like bigger than storage that you would have at home, and that was really nice. But I found I couldn't get one close to where I lived that was convenient enough without it costing an arm and a leg, and the hassle that it caused me getting it wasn't worth the trade-off, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean everything's just locked up and chained away. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll go for a unit later on in the year, I reckon.
I'm looking at what Sid's done, and I think he said something like you have to pay like a year's rent up front, which is bonkers to me. That is, and all the
I think
issues.
he could have got a better deal, honestly.
Mm.
And not that's a very broad statement. Please retract.
You can't. It's live, mate. Sorry. You're screwed.
I think obviously I don't know his personal situation exactly with the deal, right? I do not know anything about it, but one of the main things that I listen to like every day on the podcast is like commercial property and stuff like that. And a lot of the people who I listen to say if you're leasing or renting a property, it's just like you'd probably get away with, deferring the rent for a few months, or things that make you as a business owner make your life a bit easier. It depends what agreement they've got, obviously, but like if you turned around and said to me, I'm gonna lease this storage space for 3 years, you're the one with power. There's so many commercial properties out there with no tenants, no occupants.
So there's room to haggle a little bit and to sort of set some terms that make your life
Yeah,
easier.
yeah. Bizarrely, yeah. I've heard. Obviously, it depends on scale, and again, I'm not an expert. It's just what I listen to. But like, I hear people saying that they're going to be on a 5-year lease and they get the first 6 months rent free.
Wow.
Yeah, because what do you want as a commercial landlord? You want the person in there to be successful and pay you rent for the next 10 years, right? If they need 6 months grace to get their foot, in the door and get the ball rolling, then I think most people would kind of be open to that.
Yeah, I suppose providing that you can prove that you can pay and show that your business is successful, you just need to.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to like retract everything I said. It's like obviously everyone's situation is different, but yeah, it's really interesting because the housing market is completely different.
Local councils should have industrial units for new businesses to help get them going.
Be a nice idea.
So they should have if you inquire, or you think that would be a good idea? I mean, land.
I know they have garages to rent, but you do have to pay for them. Like, it would be great if they were like helping. It just sounds like another business to me, but it's called the council.
Yeah, it didn't seem like. I don't want to get into like government checks. I know absolutely nothing when it comes to.
Yeah, I probably know as much as you, mate. But
how are you?
But yeah, I've probably got another 5 minutes, mate, and then yeah, good time. I've probably got another 5, and then I'll have to hop off, buddy. But yeah, is there anything you want to chat about? Obviously, the Expo. I'm not really sure what else was there that jumped out at me. The usual one-off lowest price ever power up 3D hose reels.
Is there anything that you would like to see less of next year? and anything you'd like to see more of?
That's a good question, actually.
I just thought of that off the bat. I'm so impressed about that question because that was a good
Mate,
question,
what
wasn't
a Michael Parkinson, mate. Bloody hell. What would I like to see less of, and what would I like to see more of? I guess it's a bit like, yeah, Twix is running out, calories depleted. What would I like to see less of? It's hard without like accidentally firing stray shots at people.
Go on, I love it. Slag them all off. Go on. I've got one in the
I
barrel.
think.
I can answer that question quite easily.
Go on, give me yours, and then I'll decide whether I want to say mine or not.
I think the amount of poles that were there, and I understand it's an exterior cleaning show. I understand, but they're all, unless they're not, they're all the same. I mean, the
No,
night.
I'll just say this is what I was about to say.
Well, yeah, okay. So the Nyclean poles, the hex ones, are unique. The over 8s that I saw from PWSAS are a unique pole. And to be honest, I didn't even look at the rest because I thought they're all the same, aren't they? Really, they're all probably made from the same factory in China, just with different stickers on them. And
yeah. Well, this is what I mean in terms of like not accidentally stray shooting people, because I'm sure there's people out there who have genuinely poured so much time and effort into getting this sort of like poles imported or whatever.
100%.
But there's also like 5 stands there where the poles are from, like, for example, Kirby told me about where he got his pole from in China, right? So I messaged the guy, I got a few poles made, and they're all I use because they're 250 quid for a carbon pole instead of 500 quid, right? 5, maybe 5 stands at the show were the exact same pole that I have, and it's not like they've even made them look interesting. They're just like smout on the side. It's like, why do I care? Like, without being rude, it's like, it's so easy to get into. It's like, I've had the same conversation with Ryan. I'm like, oh, imagine if I just bought like 200 poles, I could sell them at the show, and like, sure, but so everyone else is doing the same thing, and it is just pole fest. Yeah, pole fest.
So the
but
issue,
it's like, it's low effort.
The issue is for me as a consumer, is that it then becomes confusing because you don't know which one to go with, and there are different grades of carbon fiber, which makes it even more confusing. But if there was less choice, I'd probably have a better, more informed way to make a decision. Do you know what I mean? It's weird because I know if you run an exterior cleaning supplying business, you're probably going to want some poles. But I wish it was just like 3 or 4 choices on the market rather than 30 or 40.
Jake, this has only happened in the last like 2 years as well. This only happened in the last couple of years. When I started, so what was the first video was 2 years ago. So the business is probably 3 years old. When I first started, my first water-fed pole, I bought it from Window Cleaning Warehouse. And when you looked up water-fed poles, it was Window Cleaning Warehouse, Gardner, X-Line, Streamline, all the really big brands. Like there was, I'd never heard of, these small sort of bootlegged, or not bootleg, but bootstrapped. I mean, sort of like startup pole companies that people are buying and getting them on Facebook. They just weren't about. And I think in the last like year or two, it's become public knowledge that you can just WhatsApp these guys in China and just get your poles. And I just don't understand, honestly. And it's not being rude to anyone trying to do it, because fair play to you, mate. Like some of these poles, they might innovate, they might have conversations with the supplier, and in a couple of years' time come out with something really cool. But I don't understand, as a business owner who consumes the product, why I would have bought one of those poles at the show when I can message the guy in the factory, and you can ask a few people around and get the number for someone fairly easily, and get it delivered in 2 weeks. I can have my name on it. I can have it the same colours I want, and it'll be all of that markup gone.
Well, most people don't know that, which is why they're quite happily buy from all these different places. But for me,
maybe
I would rather all the poles be sort of almost unbranded and just tell us what grade of carbon fibre they are and how long they are. Because you'll say like, oh, what do you think of the SLX from Gardner? And someone will go, oh, you can't go wrong with that pole. One of the best poles in the industry. And it's like, so how would you compare it to like this other pole over here? It's like, oh, I don't know. But you've just gave like an impartial, you gave a very partial opinion about this one pole. There's multiple other copies or the same pole that you can equally go for at different price points. But it's like, you don't know that that's the same pole because it's got a different sticker on it. You know what I mean? It's so confusing.
Yeah.
I'd rather just know, unbranded, no fancy names over all the poles and stuff. I just want to know what grade of carbon fibre it is, how long it is, and how much it costs. There's just too many versions of the same
I agree. I think now as well, with all these poles coming in, it'll be a race to the bottom in terms of price, and then I think we'll start getting corners cut. But one of the guys in your chat, he's talking about the right guy, so he'll send it to your Discord. So that's a good reason to subscribe or become a member if you're not.
I think also just obviously there's innovations in the clamps and the anti-spin stuff. I think you have got to be slightly different and stand out from the crowd. But like a pole's a pole to me. Is it light? Yes. Is it stiff? Yes. Okay, great. I don't know. Unless there's some crazy.
Yeah, I think we both got the same opinion, but came about the answer in a different way.
Yeah. What would you like to see more before you go? What would you like to see more of at the show next year?
Do you know what? I'd like to see more. It's such an easy answer, but I'd like to see more innovation. I think the one, and again, not stray bullets on anyone, but like the one stand that really stood out to me with like display and innovation was Rutland Pumps. Like an active effort to improve the experience of the cleaner. Yes, everything's CNC billet and it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, but eventually in 20 years time it all trickles down and you and me will be able to buy it. You know, it's like whether it's 5 years, 10 years, whatever, most of these ideas that cost outrageous amount of money, like with any engineering, does trickle down. And I think their stall was so much more obvious how much time and effort and probably resources, which are probably not available for everyone, into innovation that isn't just a different color thing or a different shape thing. It's like unique things. So the proportionate tip,
switch tip,
makes life very easy. Like a useful thing to have that I think doesn't really like solve a problem but makes life a bit easier. I think that double turbo surface cleaner, even though it's not like maybe in production, it's something that is unique and is pushing the boundary a little bit.
So on that switch tip display, you had the switch tip at the bottom, the ProJet, which in my opinion is an improvement on the new XJet M5, and then across from that you had the ProFoam, which again is a newish product over the last year or two, which changes the way you apply chemicals. And then above that you had the Pro Cannon, or the foam cannon, I can't remember what it's called, which again is a new product. You got 4 new products on one tiny stand, plus all the other stuff that they had.
Yeah, and I think there might be other manufacturers out there at the show who are doing this stuff in silence in the back, who don't want to show their stuff, which I totally get. But as a consumer at the show, walking around, that was what was interesting to me. I wanted to buy a machine anyway, so obviously I'm going to go and speak to all of the suppliers and inspect what they've got for sale. But to me, a 21 litre pressure washer is only so interesting unless there's something new, and it's so hard to bring out something new. So these like auxiliary products that Rutland were having on display or even for sale is really cool. And I'd really like to see more of that, like going to different stores and being like, oh wow, I've never seen that before, or oh, can you tell me what that is, rather than, oh, is that your
version of that?
Your version of that? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that you go there and there's unique stuff, and I know that's a big ask, but I think that's what like an exhibition is for.
That's I think you couldn't have put that better. I totally agree with you. On that note, do you want to go and get some dinner? Because I still feel like terrible that you're still here. It's like 9:30. You haven't eaten yet. What are you doing?
So I'm wasting away. But yeah, I will go make some. I'm quite hungry. I can't lie anymore. I am quite hungry. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, mate. Obviously, cheers for having me on, I guess.
No worries. Thank you so much for coming on at such short notice. Like, for anyone who didn't see the beginning, I literally text Jake about 15 minutes before I started the stream, and he said, "Yeah, I'll jump on." It's like, what? Okay, we're doing it. Where can people find you?
It's my pleasure. I like chatting. Do you know what? It's nice to just talk about. It's not work, is it? It's like work adjacent. I quite enjoy talking about it. I've got lots of hobbies that I enjoy, but I do still enjoy talking about work. So it's nice. It's nice to have that chat and everything.
My hobby turned into a job, and so I still see it as a hobby, and I suppose that's why it's so interesting to me, is because I still enjoy it. So you're probably the same, aren't you?
That is pretty cool, yeah. That's why we enjoy the expo. Like I say to some people, but I'm kind of dragging on now, but like say to some people, oh, I'm going to this cleaning expo, or they're like, what are you doing on the weekend or whatever? I was going to go on Saturday, wasn't I? I'm going to the cleaning show, I can't wait. And they're like, really? Like, what? So actually it's quite cool. You sort of see, you know, people you know, or people you're sort of seeing online and chat shit about work that normal people who have a life and outside of exterior cleaning don't understand. So yeah, it's nice. It's my pleasure, mate. And yeah, if you're ever in a pinch with anyone, just give me a message and I'll see if I can hop on and help you out.
Absolutely, thank you. By the way, I didn't get you on because I couldn't find anyone else. I got you on because I wanted to talk to you.
I know. I'm giving an offer.
Where can people find your stuff if they want to follow you and stuff?
So probably just YouTube, really. I've got an Instagram, but I don't put much on there. YouTube, Diamond Exterior Cleaning, just the name of the company. My videos are watching me clean stuff more in like a entertainment way rather than an informative way. But yeah, if you ever got any questions, and obviously they've got your Discord and stuff, but feel free to message me on Instagram or something, and I'll try and help you out, especially if it's like window cleaning or something that you don't do.
Yeah,
try and help as much as I can.
Feel free to stick around in the Discord as well. You've got like permanent access now if you fancy it. But if you do get overwhelmed with notifications and stuff, just you can mute certain areas of the Discord. So.
Oh, awesome. No, I appreciate you getting me in there, mate. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, obviously. Hopefully helped some people out or it was interesting. But definitely. Yeah, I think I'm going to go eat.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.
All right, dude. Have a good night, everyone.
See you in a bit. That was nice, weren't it? How about that then? That was very impromptu and unexpected. When I got home today, I thought I'd literally wolfing my dinner down. Thinking, I want to talk to someone about the expo. I should talk to Diamond Exterior about the expo because he was there as well. And I thought it'd be a good conversation. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Jake, can I get your opinion on something? Absolutely, Aaron. We've got a bit of time left. If anyone's got any questions and stuff, we can do a little bit of the Q&A if you guys are interested. Been following the USA scene a little bit. They don't seem to deal with much biofilm like we do in this side of the hemisphere. Seems to make way for innovation in things like sealers and big flat surface cleaners. They have quad turbos out there. Crazy refined industry. Yeah, we seem to follow states a little bit, don't we? We're a couple of years behind everything that they do, it seems. Although I've not been in the industry for very long, so I can't really say for sure. Who's that? Tommy. Tommy, welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Oh, you're a boosted member as well, so you've got access to all the image packs in the Discord. So if you click the link in your YouTube perks now, join in the Discord and link your YouTube account to the Discord, and then scroll down to boosted images, you have a bunch of marketing photos that you can use for your leaflets and your website and stuff. There's hundreds in here. So there's block paving, there's gutter clearing, fascias and soffits, solar panel cleaning, chemical application, slabs and concrete, there's repointing stuff. Mate, there's so much in here, and you can use them however you want to use them. And in my opinion, pretty decent photos, to be honest. I do occasionally have a look back through them and think, bloody hell, that's a nice little transformation, isn't it? I need to grab these pictures for myself actually, because this one here, I cleaned it earlier last year, and then we've just revisited again and repointed it, so I need to get that so I can post some like updated pictures. I need to snag these before images. Black spots are pretty bad on that one. But yeah, you can use all of these images however you like. What I'd suggest to people who are boosted members and do want to use these images is that I would probably avoid advertising services that you don't know how to do. So I think these are great for like, you've done a couple of jobs and you're happy doing like block paving work. These are great for promoting and getting more block paving work. But if for example you're someone linked me to a chap that had been using these images in his area, and he's part of the Discord, and he's basically downloaded all the images and just started posting them all like every day, like one after the other, and it's like repointing stuff, it's sealing stuff, and it's a new business, so the likelihood of this person knowing how to do all these services is probably pretty unlikely, probably pretty slim. And so if you're using these images and you've never sealed a tarmac drive before, I think you're probably setting yourself up to fail a little bit. You need to treat these like sort of stock images just to generate a bit more work. So ideally you'd have some experience doing the work before you start promoting these services. These are just designed to give you a little bit of a helping hand to generate a few more leads. But I think these are good pictures. Look at that. Look at these transformations. Absolutely banging. So yeah, welcome. Let's have a look. Aaron, I sent over my logo earlier on the Discord, which we changed the evil face. I have an advert in my local mags and I've changed it, but could do with your opinion on it. Where is it? Have you posted it in the Discord, mate? Presumably it would be a marketing chat, wouldn't it? Oh, it's not. Where have you put it? Where have you put it? General chat? Put it in marketing chat, mate, and at me so I see it. How should I go about render clean? Should I wet the area first? Obviously all plants and grass, then leave the hypo to sit. How long should I leave it for, etc.? I've not got a huge amount of experience with render cleaning. I've only done like walls and stuff. I haven't necessarily done the sides of houses. I've done like lower sort of retaining walls and stuff. I had really good results every time. I think there's actually some render cleaning. There might be some render cleaning in here actually. There's decking, Christmas lights, walls and cast stone. Here we go. So this one, I didn't actually pre-wet it, although I think it was already a kind of a wet day. God, look at that. That is a good picture. Oh, you can't see it, damn it. That's a good picture of it. Look at that. So this was just like a 1:5 mix of hypo. I didn't have to worry about the grass because it was artificial. I don't think I pre-wet it because it had already rained beforehand. Gardener backpack, 1:5. Brush it on. Actually, tell a lie, I might have lightly pressure washed it first. Light pressure wash just to give the hypo the best chance to work. Take the surface film off first. Just be very careful pressure washing render. You don't need to go too close. You don't need super high pressure. You can use like a wide fan nozzle. Just tickle the surface to get most of it off, and then hit it with some hypo, and then rinse it afterwards. Make sure you always rinse it. Some decking pictures, look. Decent amount of stuff in here. Roof cleaning. I've only just started adding some roof cleaning ones and scraping and stuff. Yeah, I would, if you can, pressure wash the area first. Gardener backpack or whatever soft washing setup you've got. Jake still thinks you can't clean block pavers with a flat surface cleaner. Mate, send me a video. Someone send me a video of even a slightly weedy block paved area. Send me a video of you cleaning it with a flat surface cleaner and getting. I want to zoom in afterwards and see that you're getting good results. Because that's the other thing we didn't touch on, is that some people's standards are different. Some people might think that's a good job, and I might look at it and think that's a terrible job. And you might think this is me sounding big-headed, that I do the best work in the industry. Not at all. But I've seen other people's before and afters who are well established, and I think, bloody hell, as if you were posting that. Shots fired. I know. Thanks for giving me and my mate confidence to get started. We're both so excited to get going. We unboxed and tested out a little bit of the Parker brand one in your 6 things to get video. Oh, nice. Limits UK. Congrats. Congrats on starting your journey, mate. Does anyone know the difference between the Pro Foam and the Pro Jet? Yes, I think I can answer that one. Because my mate Rich bought the Pro Foam. So the Pro Foam is fantastic for ground surfaces and fantastic if you want to really foam up whatever you're putting down, so hypo or biocide. It uses the same proportioners that you'd find in like an X-Jet or a Pro Jet, but from what I could tell, it does a really, really good job at foaming up whatever's coming out the end of the lance. On his one, on Richard's one, it seemed to kind of splutter out more than like a fine mist. Imagine the X-Jet is a fine mist. This seemed to like a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It seemed to do that a little bit more. There seemed to be a lot more air coming out of it, as well as water and foam and stuff. So I'd say for ground surfaces, brilliant. I would suggest personally, in my experience, that the Pro Jet is potentially a lot more versatile, in that you've got the adjuster on the end where you can change the span of the nozzle, so you can either have it open like that, which gives like a fairly fine point, like a point, and then you can close it, and so you get like a wider fan. So it's got that adjustment on the end, and that is really good for popping the hose off and then like rinsing down some windows, rinsing down the bins, pushing some sludge off the driveway and stuff. We use the X-Jets to rinse down a lot. the XJet is probably one of the most versatile tools we've got to sort of, as a multi-faceted item. I think the Pro Foam has pretty much got one job, to foam stuff up really well, whereas the Pro Jet has got like multiple benefits. So I would steer more towards the Pro Jet personally. I don't have much experience with the Pro Foam though, so take that with a pinch of salt. Today has been manic. So many quotes have come in since I posted my recent repointing job. Nice. I've had like probably 7 or 8 inquiries today, which is unusual for a Monday. But the sun's come out, so yeah. Let's catch up with the chat. God, am I that far behind? No, I'm not. I'm good. I'm good. What's the Chinese factory name? I don't know. Jake can't even use the FSC on blocks. Cowboy merch. Okay. How do you adjust the pressure? Is it just through switching nozzles? With the Parker brand machine, just turning the revs down, I believe, mate. What's the Discord? It's a mansion-sized house. I don't know. I think I've missed quite a lot of chat. Posted in the marketing chat. Am I really talking that slowly that many people have typed since then? Let's have a look in the marketing chat. So what do I think of this new advert? First is old, second is new. Not sure if it's too childish. So this is the first one that you went with. Okay. Okay. I'll be honest, mate. I think you did the right thing, changing the logo. I hate that logo. I see that sort of logo so often, and it's so generic. And I think this business is a representation of you, is an extension of you. And I think if you're going to go for like that roof with a couple of sparkles on, I see everywhere on all different types of businesses. Window cleaning, exterior cleaning, roofing, fascias, property management. There's so many different businesses that use that sort of logo, and I hate them. Stand out from the crowd, you know what I mean? I like it. I think the silhouettes are decent. I think you just pulled these off Google, haven't you? So I think I've actually used that one before, that white one. This is the new one, so new logo. Big improvement. Again, I'm not sure how you've made it. I'm guessing it's some sort of AI generator thing, or because this isn't made by a person, is it? This is like something that's been chopped together. I think that's fine, mate. I actually think, you say that looks childish, if it's too childish, but I actually think that looks kind of professional. It's nice and simple, clear. If someone put that through my door, I would potentially think that's more of I might be talking absolute bollocks, but I think that looks more like a what's the word? National business, like a sort of franchise style business, because it looks just simple and neat and like straight to the point. When you say local reliable gardener, I'd probably adjust this and say which area you're in, which area you serve, because then I know that this isn't just some generic thing that comes with the newspaper. It's actually like a local business, personally. And also the logo, I forgot to mention earlier, obviously you've got water coming out the bottom of the trigger and it doesn't make sense, but I don't think most customers are going to like pick up on that too much. So I like it, mate. I think it's good. I think it's fine. Any other feedback on that? I'm sure there's some feedback on that. Might sound thick, but what does surfactant do to the hypo? It foams it up, mate. It helps. It's, well, a good surfactant, like the Pure Seal one, the Pure Surf Boost, It's got wetting agents in it, so it keeps it wetter for longer. It's got a scent mask in it, so it stops the hypo from smelling like bleach so much. And it's a foaming agent, so it sticks to the surface and stays sort of where you want it, instead of it sort of either evaporating too quickly, which kills the, like it makes it ineffective, or absorbing into the, you don't want it to absorb into the surface, you want it to sit on the surface where it needs to be active. You don't want it to drip down and fall into the joints. So a lot of the time, if you're just using hypo, you'll notice that on like a riven style patio, or block paving and stuff, you'll get certain areas where it's pulled and it's been really effective, and then the high spots on the patio, on the you got like little mountains and crevices and stuff. On the peaks of the mountains, the hypo hasn't been effective at all, because it's sort of ran away or evaporated off of those sections and just pulled in the other sections. So you've got some areas where it's been super effective and other areas where it's not even touched. And so the surfactant will help it evenly cover the surface and be effective across the whole slab rather than just in parts of it. Hope that answers your question. When using hypo on a concrete driveway, is it right to use the hypo before or after pressure washing it? I won't say always, but I'll generally pressure wash first and then hypo on most surfaces. On concrete, to avoid etching, if it's poured concrete, so if it's that like if you've got like a full concrete drive that's had like a single pour, it's got like relief joints and stuff, it's like super smooth, I'll generally pre-treat and then post-treat with hypo afterwards, because it helps loosen everything up, and it means you don't have to go in with such high pressure, because you can, with that poured concrete, you can very easily etch the surface if you go in with either too harsh of a nozzle, too concentrated of a nozzle, or too high pressure. You can leave tram lines with your either your turbo nozzle or with your flat surface cleaner. And so to avoid having to use such high pressure, I'll pre-treat, and then if there are any tram lines, I know it's just algae, I'll post-treat, and then you shouldn't have too many issues. Also avoid pressure washing concrete that's like under 2 years old, because apparently it's still curing. Like a poured concrete slab, don't pressure wash it if it's under 2 years old. I think the rule of thumb with hypo is to rinse no matter what you're using it on. Yeah, always rinse hypo. Yeah. Can I get all this kind of info on the Discord? John, yes. We talk about this stuff all the time. We've got different categories for each channel. So we've even got a channel for like Expo chat, for the Cleaning Expo. We've got quotes, where we help each other out with quotes and pricing. Equipment chat. We've got a section called Identify This, where people post their pictures and just say, like, is this Indian sandstone? Is this limestone? And we just help each other identify different types of stone and different types of block paving and stuff, because it really can change the process depending on which chemicals you want to use. Like this one, for example, someone was asking if this was granite. Now I think, looking at those edges there, that it looks more like some sort of soft stone, like a slate or a limestone. I think you can also see there where they've previously etched it by going back and forward with the pressure washer. I can see why he says granite, but I don't think that looks like granite to me. It looks like a softer stone. Granite's one of the hardest stones on the scale. Is this concrete? Yes. So even concrete slabs like those can be etched with a surface cleaner with the wrong process. You might not notice it on a small path like that, but you definitely notice on a big area. Look at that. That's some of the worst reflective staining I've ever seen. But yeah, we talk about this stuff all the time. We've even got chats for repointing. We've got chats for sealing, chemical chat, roof cleaning chat, window cleaning chat. So there's a lot of information in here, and people are talking all the time. Sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming with all the notifications, but you can just right click and like mute this channel if I'm not interested in this particular channel. I of course don't mute any of the channels. We've got surface guides in here as well, so if anyone hasn't seen this bit, scroll down and click on the surface guides and it will give you like just a rough idea of how to do certain jobs, like granite, how to clean granite, how to identify it, cleaning tarmac, best practices to avoid disasters. So yeah, I think this is a good place to be. How would I go about using hypo near plants? Because when I use the water afterwards, wouldn't I just be spraying it all over the plants, or just rinsing should be enough? So most plants have like a capacity when it comes to like thirst, and so if you soak everything beforehand, it means they're probably not going to be absorbing much more when you start cleaning. So if you really rinse everything down and soak it all, and those plants are no longer thirsty, same with the grass. You can like, if you soak the grass beforehand and then spray hypo on it and then dilute it again and soak it afterwards, you're not going to do anything to that surface. It's going to be absolutely fine. Someone said, I can't remember who it was, it might have been Mike from Pure Seal, dilution is the solution to pollution. It's a really good like just rule of thumb. If you're worried about runoff and stuff like that, just dilute it, just add more water, and generally you'll be absolutely fine. That's not to say you shouldn't control the runoff, but it's definitely good to think about. How much surfactant is used with hypo and water? So I wouldn't add surfactant to water. I wouldn't add it to the water mix. I would add it just to the hypo, shake it up. So pre-mix the surfactant with the hypo in the barrel. I wouldn't pour a bit of hypo, top it up with water, and then add some surfactant afterwards. You're sort of complicating things. You only need to add the surfactant once. And for example, Pure Seal's surfactant, which is the one that I use, it's the Surf Boost. You only need 500 ml of this in a big 25 litre barrel. So if you've got a big 25 litre barrel of hypo, you only need 500 ml. They only come in these little 5 litre tubs, and so you can get 10 barrels worth. You can use this 10 times before you need to buy a new one. How do I explain that? I think that's quite clear. You can use this on 10 barrels of hypo before it will run out, essentially, because you only need 500 ml per barrel. And it works well. I recommend it. (9:44 p.m) Oh damn, I'm about 15 minutes behind the chat. You did a big house walls with bio on a big job, sprayed it in the morning of day 1, all gone by day 3. Nice. So you didn't even have to pressure wash it or anything, you just sprayed bio on it. Soap plants, keep spraying them. Yeah, like same with, we had to do it on render earlier this week, yesterday. Like the guy had a new render. And again, it's just a case of like keeping it wet. Pre-wet it, then do your turbo nozzle on the block paving on the drive, and of course it's going to splash everywhere. But throughout the process, just keep wetting that wall, and nothing's going to stick to it. It's going to be fine. Just joined for the pics, Jake. Just kidding. Bought an Alpha machine Friday. Nice. Nice. I don't mind if people want to join for the picks. Hopefully they stick around and contribute to the chat and stuff, because it's a great place to be, in my opinion. I may sound thick, but what is... Oh, I've just answered that one. Don't need to rinse hypo, just leave it down. Paul, I think you'll find that is bad advice, mate. I'll upload a new one on the marketing chat now to see what you think. So should I mix it in with the hypo first in a jug or something, as going to be using a backpack? Where are you getting your hypo from? How are you getting your hypo? What I'm saying is, if you've got your big barrel of hypo, add your surfactant to that, shake it up, and then that barrel's good to go. Then you only have to dilute that with water every time you need some. You shouldn't have to keep adding surfactant and mixing stuff every time you want to use your hypo. You know what I mean? Is it much cheaper to buy the surfactant and do it separately rather than buy ready-made stuff like Nuclear? It depends where you can get your hypo from. The thing about Nuclear Pro is that it is designed for that purpose, and it's blended. And sometimes I don't know enough about the ins and outs of the regulation behind this, but this product is designed for exterior cleaning, and so if you're using farm shop hypo, although it doesn't say nothing on here regarding that. So we had Mike on about a week ago, just over a week ago, and he was talking about like farm shop hypo isn't approved to be used on things like driveways and patios, but it doesn't say on here that this is professional use. It says. I'll have to check about that. I think it's more to do with like insurance and stuff. Like, does your insurance cover you using something that is designed to be used in farms, which is generally what farm shop hypo is. And also it depends where you can get it from. Like some places aren't particularly cheap. A lot of people use, obviously they can buy sodium hypochlorite for their swimming pools because it's basically just chlorine. I'd go for the Fusion Pro personally, because it's a little bit stronger. Is that a 20? Oh, it's a 20 litre barrel, is it? Yeah, 20 litres. Am I looking at the right one? I was supposed to be looking at the Fallout, not Fusion. So the other thing is they can't supply one 20 litre barrel of this stuff. I think it's because of the strength of it. Or it might be something to do with shipping costs. I can't remember. But it means they have to supply it in 3 barrels as a minimum. But this one's the 13% with surfactants and scent masks. What does it say? Biodegradable, fast acting, label compliant. That's the term I'm looking for. Label compliant. So for use in the exterior cleaning industry, I suppose. I would say if you're new to the industry and you don't want to get involved with mixing chemicals, because unless you've done thorough research, you should not be mixing chemicals. The benefit of this, of the Surf Boost, is that it explicitly says that it's hypo safe. And that's what it was designed for. I don't fully understand the label compliance stuff, so maybe we'll have Mike on again and talk that through. Vape Lube, thank you so much for becoming a member. So for anyone that wants to become a member, The support tier doesn't offer you full access to the Discord. So the support tier gives you access to the support members area only. So this chat here. And it's only got these people in it. Limited access because it's the cheaper tier. And then if you upgrade to the circle tier, a little bit more expensive, you then get full access to the rest of the Discord and everyone else in it. The other 340 odd members that we've got now. What are your thoughts on using a Karcher pressure washer to start out your pressure washing business? I would avoid it at all costs. You're wasting your time. You're not going to get good results. And if you value your time at all, you will save for a little bit longer and get a cheap petrol pressure washer. Any cheap petrol pressure washer is better than an electric Karcher, I can assure you. Broad statement, there's obviously big electric Karchers that are like, got boilers on them and the higher flow rates and stuff, but for 300 quid that you're going to spend on an electric Karcher, you can spend that on a petrol pressure washer and it will absolutely blow it out of the water. Excuse the pun. Newbie here, do you have a starter pack by chance? A list of links with recommendations on equipment. Love your content, thank you. I've just noticed a couple of comments about starter machines and starter kit and stuff. What I'd recommend doing, without being too self-promotional, the first couple of videos on my channel are literally aimed at you guys. So go onto my videos, scroll all the way down to the bottom, over a year ago. That shows you how to make your first buffer tank. And I think some of this advice is still solid. So 6 things I brought to launch my pressure washing business under 400 quid. That shows you the exact machine that I started with, the hose reel, the nozzles, and then I've got 5 tips for cleaning, how I started quoting stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of, I think, decent information for someone who's just starting out on my first maybe 10 or 15 videos. There's the first Expo video 2 years ago, look. Oh, there's the liquid pack one off Amazon as well, yeah. Should we have a look at this flyer again? So that's the before. I like that you've added the lawn mowing, the background image of the lawns. I like that. You haven't put your area in there. Jake, question, do you love it when a customer shows you or tells you where the power is and you just... Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. When the customer shows you or tells you where the power supply is and you just laugh at them and show you the beast in your van. That is a funny moment. That is quite funny. And you've got to try not to sound like cocky about it. It's like, power's just by the garage. It's like, babe, we use petrol. They're like, oh, bloody hell. Come and have a look at this beast. How do I upgrade from the support member full shebang? You want to go into your YouTube memberships section on YouTube, not on Discord, and it should let you upgrade. The salt is a free weed killer. Jake, where's the join button for Discord? Funny you should ask. Now these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel
Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels, we've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video.
Welcome back, everyone. Yeah, the red petrol washer in your video doesn't show the model, doesn't it? I'm sorry, it's the Parker brand. It's the Parker brand pressure washer. Although there are lots of alternatives on the market, so don't just take my word for it. So I believe this one, oh, 2,830 PSI. This is a new one. This is a new one. It looks totally different. The pump's coming out the back instead of out the side. The frame is different. £254 to start your pressure washing business. How can you go wrong? 190 bar, fine. We've got a flow rate of, why can't I scroll? What's going on? We've got a flow rate of 10 litres per minute, which is perfect for your customer's tap. You're not going to starve the pump. You're not trying to pull 15, 20 litres per minute from the customer's tap that it doesn't have. So you don't need a buffer tank. What more can you ask for? All you want to do with that one is add a turbo nozzle to it, and away you go. You can start your pressure washing business. Not sponsored. I wish I was on commission for these guys. The amount of these machines that I've sold for them is insane. Do you think I should record some YouTube videos for my first few jobs? Or is it a stale market nowadays? Is it worth my time and effort if I use my iPhone and some minimal editing on them? Love your content. Thank you, KV Clips. I would suggest not even thinking about YouTube. Film your content and take your before and after pictures and put them on Facebook. And ideally, link your Instagram account so you can post them on Instagram and they automatically get shared to Facebook. Create your Facebook business page and post all your time lapses, your shorts, your reels, your before and after photos, all that sort of stuff to there. You're not going to start generating work from YouTube in a meaningful way as a small channel. A channel like mine or Sid's or a Jake from Diamond Exterior, that sort of reach does generate inquiries, but like smaller channels with only a few subscribers and a few views here and there isn't going to be beneficial for your business at all. Thank you, buying that soon, legend. Is that a beer? It's It's a non-alcoholic hazy. And I was drinking a non-alcoholic Pilsner earlier as well. I'm going 12 months sober. We'll join the Discord tomorrow and become a paid member. There you go. What's the best 15 litre per minute power washer under 1,500 quid? I've heard the GX390 is the best out there, but it's the beast, but it's out of my price range. I would consider having a look on the PWS website and checking out the Alpha Core. So you can get this with a Briggs & Stratton electric start 15 or 19 litre per minute engine, 1,200 quid plus VAT, 1,250 plus VAT. It's got a return to tank bypass. Sorry, excuse me. And if you check out my YouTube video where I covered the Expo this last weekend. So this is the longer one, it's about an hour and 40 minutes just going over everything. Or you can watch the specific one where we caught up with Darren in this one that I posted 3 days ago. And you'll see the Alpha Core. But you will need a buffer tank with that one, because it's pulling a lot more, it requires a lot more water than that little machine that we just looked at. Is it worth spending the extra for the Honda? I wouldn't necessarily say so. I can't speak on the reliability because I'm not a supplier or a servicer, so I don't see how many of these machines break, but the industry seems to be, from what I've seen when I started, everything was Honda GX390. Now it seems like everything is Briggs & Stratton. So take that for what you will. I mean, Rutland Pumps are using Briggs engines. PWS are using Briggs engines. A lot of the ones that I saw at the show, like the big van mounted machines, were Briggs. There are still a lot of Hondas about, but I think for the way I explained in the video, the cost of a pull start GX390 is the same as the cost of an electric start Briggs of around about the same power. What does Smout stand for? It's my surname. I can't see the join button on my phone. If you're on an iPhone or any sort of Apple product, you won't have the join button available to you, unfortunately. So if you go to my main channel, and then in the description bit at the top here, Apple memberships, click on that one there. Jake, can you compare the XJet to the Project? Don't know which one's best to buy. I can actually. I should have asked Conrad. Damn it. Oh, missed opportunity. Damn it. I should have asked Conrad about the XJet, because so they used to sell a modified version of the XJet, which I didn't know. I thought it was just the original version. But now sorry, just let me pull these up, sorry. So I've got a bit of a bone to pick with XJet. So they used to come, like the Project does, with these quick release fittings on the bottom. So you can, it's a stainless fitting as well, so you can pop the feed hose on and off. Because I was explaining earlier that we use these XJets to do a lot of rinsing down as well after the job. Really versatile tool. You can like change the end of it so you get a different span, and it's really, really good for rinsing. high flow puts a lot of water down. Low pressure, high flow. And so to be able to pop that hose off after you've finished applying your chemical is really, really useful. But the XJet M5 now seems to be coming with this brass barbed fitting, which doesn't allow you to easily pop the hose off. The hose would be secured onto here with like a wing nut, with like a what are those clamps called? It's what are the clamps called? Jubilee clip. It's like a Jubilee clip with a wing nut on it, and so the hose is secured on there, and that Jubilee clip also will oxidize and rust. And so to try and get that hose on and off requires you to risk breaking that little wing nut every time, or forcing the hose and popping it off and getting chemicals all over your face and stuff. So I really don't like this design personally. I think it's bad. It's the same design that EquipToClean have on their HypoJet. And again, we've discussed this before, but this is a extremely generic item. You can get these from Alibaba. In fact, let's have a look. Is it called AliExpress these days? I'm sure it used to be called Alibaba. What would it be called on here? What is that? That little turbo nozzle. Would it be called a downstream? Here we go. So in one of them, you can see the exact kit. It might not have been this website, but it was a similar website. You can see these exact yellow wing nuts as well. I don't know which website it was, but I promise you, I'm not making this up. Well, it's 16 quid, look. And it does the same job, it's just not got that firkin on the end of it. But again, it's that brass thing. And that one looks like it's just got the hose slid on, so that's perfectly safe. Anyway, the things that these have in common is that they've got that barb fitting on there, that brass barb fitting, which will oxidize and it will go all manky, and it means you can't slide the hose on and off. The HypoJet, so the project from Rutland Pumps is doing it properly. It's got the little quick release. And yes, the bearings can cake up and get a little bit, the little ball bearings in the quick release. But to have to replace that bit once a year or once every 8 to 10 months or whatever, to have to replace that little 1/4 inch quick release fitting every so often is well worth the added benefits of not having it hard fastened to the hose. Hope that was extensive enough for you. Other than that, they're the same, in my opinion. Oh, also, I noticed that the hose on this one is super stiff and it stays sort of in this position. It doesn't unwind very well. The hose on the XJet seems to, I don't know whether it's more flexible or they might have changed the hoses since I bought mine like 2 years ago, so I don't know. But the hose that I've got straightens out nicely, so it actually touches the bottom of the barrel. The hose on this one doesn't touch the bottom of the barrel ever. It goes in the barrel and then it curves up round, and it ends up not sucking any chemical because it's just back at the top of the barrel. The chemical's here, and the nozzle for the end of the hose is up here, so it's just drawing air. So it's super inconsistent trying to use this thing. It's horrible actually. I don't know what grade of hose that you get with this one, but this is the same sort of thing where you get like 15 proportioners with it. The issue with this HypoJet as well, all the proportioners are black. And so once you've used a couple of them once, they start to scuff up. They've got like A, B, C, D on each one, and by the time you've used them a couple of times, they're just unreadable. See that? Look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You pull one of those out with a pair of pliers, because that's how you have to get them off, and it's just like unreadable, so you don't know what sort of dilution you're using afterwards. There is my honest feedback on chemical injectors, because I feel like those are your main three options, aren't they? And I feel like get one of these projects and get the switch tip, so you don't even have to use the proportioners. This is an absolute, I'm not allowed to say it, but you guys can say it. It's a game modifier. So this thing rotates and changes the proportion, so you don't have to keep taking the tips in and out. You just switch it like that, and it adjusts the dilution ratio, which is super clever. Went over it all in my latest video of my my walk around the Expo. Upgraded your membership, Vape Lube. Nice one, mate. Do you run Facebook ads? No, I do not. I don't really pay for any sort of marketing at the minute. My Facebook page is doing really well. My TikTok's doing well. My YouTube's doing well, and it all seems to be very organic. And so I haven't felt the need to really pay for any advertising. And it's just that it's not because I'm special. It's because I work hard. I take pictures of every single thing that I do, and I select the good ones, and I post them everywhere. And I film stuff, and I work really hard at this. It's not because I'm special and things just happen for me. It's because I'm very consistent. I post multiple times a week, and they're generally fairly high quality posts. Like, they're good transformations, good before and afters, decent videos. It's not an accident. It's because I put a hell of a lot of time and effort into it. I think some people think paying for ads is just like an easy, it will bring all the work in. You just throw money at it and it'll bring the work in, but you need high quality content. You need reviews, and you need high quality content on your pages, else people are going to see your page, see that you've got no reviews, see that you haven't posted in like 3 or 4 weeks, and they're just going to think, oh, I'm going to find someone that's like more active and more established, you know what I mean? Wonder if he gets back to people though. Are you talking about me? I've got back to all the messages that I've had, and you know, I've got an easy way of doing it now. I've got, let me show you my copy and paste message that I've got now. Because I'm in like a weird situation where I get, this is a me problem. This isn't a problem that most people are going to have, but I get messages from every platform. So I get messages on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, phone calls, emails. What are the other ones? Then you got to think you've got like spam folders and like hidden sections of the messages. Facebook, yeah, all of them. So I've started copying and pasting a message saying, oh, sorry, it's taking me a while to like navigate these pages at the minute. I'm not doing very well. So it says, hey, we get lots of messages. If you'd like a quote, please click the link to fill out the short contact form with as much detail as possible, and we'll be in touch very soon. If you don't provide your full address and postcode, you won't receive a response. You can also attach photos. This is useful if you'd like us to send a remote quotation. And then I've got some FAQs, and then I've got which services that I actually do, so people don't have to ask me questions. And this link will then send, the idea of this is so that I'm not forgetting to respond to different platforms depending on the way my notifications are set up. This link will send them to my Google form. To the form on my website. So this is the only piece of marketing that I'm actually paying for, is to host this website. They have to fill in their name, they have to fill in their email and their phone, they have to fill in their address, and then they can tell me what they want doing, and they can also attach pictures as well. And then I get an email with all that information on, so I'm not going back and forth asking them, can I take your postcode please? What is it that you want doing? Have you got any photos? Like, I'm not doing all that back and forward with every single customer or potential customer. And also in doing this, in sending this response to all these people, I'm weeding out the ones that aren't actually interested in getting the service. They're just like chancers, or they just want a rough price. If they're not willing to invest the time to click this link and spend 2 minutes filling out this form, then I'm not willing to invest my time to give them a quote. You know what I mean? It's separating people. It's separate. I don't get bad leads anymore. I get high quality leads of people who are actually intending to get the service done. I've only just thought of that now, but it's so true with this method. It might just be a me thing, because it's like I've got like a decent amount of reviews. I've got some really good before and after pictures, so people can see my portfolio and see that I do deliver like good work, and so they actually want me to do it. If it's like a smaller business and you're not necessarily proven or established, you might find that this is just another barrier for someone to actually say, oh no, I'm not going to bother doing that, I'm going to just go and find someone else. Like I said, it might not work for everyone. This might just work for someone like me. I'm not sure. Don't be like everyone else, just put a bunch of pictures and something from ChatGPT. Go into the groups individually, put stuff like, look what we've just done in your area. Yeah, that's very good advice. Yeah, so a generic caption with a couple of pictures is pretty like vague. People like it when you say, post in that, I've got a group called the Ashford Bank Notice Board. You can post in the Ashford Bank Notice Board and say, we've just been in Blackstitch Lane or whatever it is, and we've repointed this lovely patio. We're gonna be back here next week. Does anyone need us to pop in for a quote? Something super specific. You're definitely in their area. You're not from miles away, just trying to generate leads all over the country. It's very specific, and people, you generally get a much better response from that sort of post. Everyone I've been to have said £10 a day is a good start. Again, Google ads, Facebook ads, you've got to spend serious money to get like decent returns. Like Craig, he's spending £20-25 a day, and he's quite well established, and he's probably got a lot of reviews, he's got a lot of pictures and stuff, so it probably works quite well for him. For a brand new business, I wouldn't put any money into paid ads at the minute, because you haven't got any reviews yet, you haven't got any content on your pages, so it just seems pointless to me. Interested to see when you use the proportioner that you brought at the show. The switch tip, I've already used it. We used it yesterday. It's brilliant. Does exactly what it says. You're paying £46 a day on, is that Google ads or Facebook ads? Has anyone ever used Lightning Cleanse? Is it any good? John, I have not. I don't know, mate. Oh, that's Google ads, Craig. Nice. Where are you on Google? Manchester. Oh, Bolton. You're in Bolton. I'm gonna have a look at your reviews. Is that all right? So you've got 48 reviews. That's brilliant. Craig did an excellent job. Got his facias on my property. He was punctual, friendly, and efficient. Will definitely use him again. Happily recommend to others. Washy, jet washed my drive, back garden. Craig did an excellent job. Recommended him to others. 100% be having him back. There you go. This is the sort of feedback you want, isn't it? Great service. Quick quote. Came the same day to clean out gutters. Bloody hell. I've been let down in the past with substandard work, but Craig did an amazing job. He even came back a week later to make sure everything was perfect. There you go. What more do you want? When a customer sees that, and you're boosting this with Google Ads as well, and you're bringing more people, you're getting more people to click on this page, and they're reading reviews like that, like, you can't go wrong, can you? Of course it's going to generate more work. And it's targeted to your area as well. You've actually named the business Washy's Exterior Cleaning Bolton. So you even the business name on Google contains your local area in it. Like, brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant, that is. I had a fake 1-star review that I'm awaiting a court case on. Oh yeah, I remember you told me about that. I only use that Pure Seal Hyper. There you go. We started doing that recently. We've seen a massive improvement. Got 4 repointing jobs just from one post saying, "Look what we've done in your area." Nice, brilliant, mate. "28 reviews, but you want to start doing ads." Nice. Do you post on your local Facebook pages? And have you asked any of your friends and family to share any of your work? It might be a good idea to, I don't know how well established you are yet, but if you're fairly new and you're actively looking for more work and stuff, what it might be worth doing is just asking your mum or your sister or your cousin or whoever in your area to say, see that post that I put on my Facebook page? Those really good before and after pictures, that specific one. Can you share that onto your Facebook page and say, look at what my son's done, or something like that? It's a really good way of then accessing someone else's friends group or friends list on Facebook. And it's very specifically saying, my family member in this area does this work, and look at the result, it's amazing. And then all of a sudden, all of their friends are seeing that, and it's it's cheeky. You don't want to be asking them every month, every couple of weeks, or every month or so, but just get them to do it once. Pick a different family member every couple of weeks and just say, would you mind just sharing one of my posts? I'll even give you a fiver to share it or something, or I'll give you 10% of whatever job comes in off the back of that. You know what I mean? Loads of different things you can do. Guys, I'm going to call it there. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to Jake from Diamond Exterior Cleaning for joining at such late notice. That was crazy. Literally 15 minutes before the stream, messaged him and he jumped straight on. And I think we had a great chat. He's a very down-to-earth, lovely chap, and he seems like a really nice guy. I feel bad for keeping him away from his dinner. Crazy. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry if we didn't get to all of your questions. I know the chat was moving pretty fast. Normally I like to hit every single person's message and make sure we get through them all, but when I've got a guest, it's not so easy. And recently we've been hitting 100 viewers per episode in the live chat, and so the chat's been moving a little bit faster than usual. So hopefully I didn't miss too much. But how many different grades does the switch tip have? It has a closed position. It has one closed position, which is like the ball valve, turn it on and off, and then it has 5 other positions, the most popular ones apparently. So great stream. Thanks guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you here next week. I've got some decent footage recorded of a couple of other jobs as well, so you might be seeing some more videos from me. So yeah, day off tomorrow, but of course I've booked in for 5 quotes. And I'm going to be like cleaning out the van and stuff, so it's not really a day off, is it? Oh well. Have a great night, everyone. See you in a bit.
Now these videos take a lot of time and effort to film and edit on top of trying to run a successful pressure washing business. If you find any of the information in my videos useful, then I'd like for you to consider becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels, we've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have 2 other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching, back to the video.